Dixie State, an 8-6 overall record, 5-2 in the Pac West. The Lancers 12-2 overall, 5-1 in the Pac West. As the Trailblazers set to try to avenge a loss to California Baptist in Riverside in December. Carrick Segmiller, Devin Dixon, courtside with you. A second time welcome inside the Burns Arena. May have a few technical difficulties back inside the radio studio as we try to get this thing underway. The Trailblazers are set to host California Baptist University. Again, the Triplecast radio, internet, and television as the Trailblazers 8-6 overall, 5-2 in the Pac West. The Lancers 12-2 in the Pac, 12-2 overall, 5-1 in Pac West play. Carrick Segmiller, Devin Dixon with you inside the Burns Arena. As Devin, the Trailblazers trying to avenge a loss to California Baptist in December, one that they led most of the way. It was one of those, like we talked with Coach Judkins about, where your lead. 4 minutes ago, the game is tied, and then just went scoreless and could not finish the game. Ended up losing that game in Riverside by a count of 93-82. But they'll try to put that one in the rear view and try to get one back and protect the home floor inside the Burns Arena tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A big-time atmosphere. Got a blackout, good crowd on hand. Lots going on a Monday night, I know, but student back in school, band is in the house, and should be fun. I mean, these two teams know each other really, really well. Both well coached. Both have tremendous pedigrees, great history and lore and tradition, and obviously a ton of athleticism. And, hey, if you're not at the gym tonight, lock in on CEC or on your Trailblazer Radio Network, because this should be a good one. I expect this one to go to the wire, and maybe whoever has the last shot has a chance to win it late.
It's going to be a really good basketball game tonight. It is black out the Burns Arena, giving away the black T-shirts, although limited quantity of those may be gone at this point. But if you're driving around still on the fence about coming to the game or watching the rest of the football game that's going on tonight, hey, DVR that. This is great basketball inside the Burns Arena. And it's free admission tonight for the entire family. Go check out our social media at facebook.com/Dixie State Athletics. Show the flyer, the picture of that's on there. You get 6 general admission tickets, so come on in. It's free. Great night for family night. Bring out the family. It's going to be great basketball as these two teams, like you said, Devin, very well coached, very talented players. Let's take a quick look at California Baptist. As we noted, 12-2 overall, 5-1 in the Pac West. Also should note, this is just the 4th away game, true away game for the Lancers this season. They played 11 games at home. They played 3 consecutive weeks in the preseason, all at home, hosting teams, and why not, inside that brand new CBU Event Center, which is a very nice facility. Was down there in December, but they've not really been on the road much. When they went to Chaminade in Hawaii, their first road game, slipped up a little bit, and they've won their next couple of conference games since then. But it's not a real true road-tested team yet, so we'll figure out how they go. There's the longest trip of the season besides that Hawaii trip, and they've got a couple of players. Of course, when you think of California Baptist, the name you think of the last couple of years is the big man, 6'9", senior center from Heidelberg, Germany, Kalidou Diop, about 17 points per game actually, and nearly 9 rebounds per game, and a guy that can stretch and shoot it as well. And so if you're trying to stop this California Baptist offense, it starts with trying to limit Kalidou Diop.
Yeah, you take a look at our McMullen Legal Group coach's comments. Had a chance to sit down and talk with Coach Judkins today, and he talked about how he can stretch it out, and he recalled how he hit a couple of threes in the first matchup. He's only 4-9 from three-point land, so he's not a high-volume three-point shooter, but he's 4-9. So when he does decide to shoot it, he can drop it on occasion. He's an inside-out player. He's a tough guard, and he's going to be a challenge for the Dixie State bigs. Got to keep him on the glass. I mean, he's a guy that shoots 70% from the field, nearly 67 to be exact, 8.6 rebounds per game. Obviously a terrific talent, and Coach Judkins told me, he's probably going to get a chance to maybe play professionally basketball, he believes. Maybe it's overseas, maybe it's in a D-League, probably not going to be drafted, but they are transitioning to a D1 school, and he's the kind of player that's really helped him elevate this program. He's improved a lot. Coach Judkins noted how he's improved steadily. They've done a good job coaching him, getting him ready, and he's become an all-around great player.
Not just Calder Dioff, it's a couple of other players as well. Jason Todd and Jordan Heading, right around 10 points per game for each of those. Heading at 12.2, Jason Todd at 9.9. Todd can really shoot it from the outside. He had 15 points against Dixie State in December. Jordan Heading had 13 points against Dixie State in December. And his three-point shooting, you remember Heading was a guy that absolutely destroyed Dixie State in this gym last year from beyond the arc. His three-point touch is not quite what it was last season, but he's very good at getting to the basket, creating for himself, brings guys over, and then he can dish to either your Calder Dioff, your Jason Todd. But another guy you're going to want to look for, though, is Dejon Davis, 6'7" sophomore forward out of Oakland, California. He will come off the bench most of the time, but he's 10 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, a guy that's also a big spark plug and brings a lot of energy off the bench for California Baptist.
Yeah, they're very balanced, Garrick.
Yeah.
I mean, Heading and Lang and Dejon Davis and Jason Todd, Gabe Taylor, all these guys average almost in double figures. A couple of them just at 9.9, just a shade below. So, not that much different than the Dixie State statistical breakdown on an average season. You could look up and down the roster, and given nights, different guys can heat up and really carry you. And it makes it tough to slow down a team like this because they got so many different weapons. Watching Cal Baptist here in warm-ups, ton of athleticism above the rim. They can go up and fly and sky high. It'll be really interesting to see the transition game tonight.
And one guy you won't see tonight is California Baptist had 6 players score in double figures against Dixie State when they met up in December. One of those was Corey Lang, one guy, and he is the guy that you're not going to see for the Lancers tonight. Now, if the name Corey Lang is familiar to you, it's because you've seen him in this gym before, but not in a Lancer uniform. He was wearing a BYU Hawaii uniform, graduated down there in Laie last year, did not play last year. I believe it was an injury that held him out last year, but he graduated, had a year left to play, and so why not go play at California Baptist, a school with great facilities, transitioning to Division I. And he's been a big part of this California Baptist offense this season, but he is not suited up. 12 points per game, and one of the best three-point shooters on the team. Won't see him tonight.
Yeah, you know what? A couple of BYU guys stayed inside the conference, didn't they? We saw Tanner Nelson the other night, who transferred to Point Loma, and he had a great game right here on this same floor. But, yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Trevor Hill, had 16 in the second half, 20 in the first matchup. Sims was in double figures. Sims is interesting because he did not play that well in that 19-point win over Dominican the other night because he got into early foul trouble, never really got in a rhythm. You and I were talking, it's the first time or last time we could remember him not having a field goal. I mean, he might have to go back to his freshman year that he played and didn't score from the field. I did have a couple points from the free throw line, but I expect a bounce-back performance for him. I talked to Coach Judkins a little bit about, the depth and what to expect tonight. And he said, you know what, I'm going to continue to throw different combinations of players out there, depending on what I'm seeing, how the flow's going. Expect to see a deep rotation again tonight. And especially down low, I expect we'll see all 3 big men, Clark, Montgomery, and Decree, because I think he's still searching for the guy to really, trust come crunch time in the, second half late. And obviously, they're going to need all those fouls against the bigs of Cal Baptist as well. So it'll be fun. It'll be a fun matchup within the matchup.
Intermountain Sports Medicine pregame show winding down, but first we got to give you some Camping World keys of the game. Your 2018 really adventure start at Camping World in St. George. Find a huge selection of all top brands for sales, parts, service, and a full retail store. Visit 1500 Hilton Drive or campingworldofstgeorge.com. Devin, you had Coach Judkins on the show, The Drive with Devin Dixon, earlier today. What did he have to say about this matchup?
Well, he said a good team. Good team. You want to win the conference, you got to play, well, and you got to defend the home court. He was excited. He thought the crowd tonight was going to be huge. Get the crowd involved. It's the largest crowd of the season so far with the holidays and everything. It's, family night, Monday night. They got a bunch of promotions going on. He felt like the intensity on the court would come from the crowd, especially in a game like this. And then Juddy, as he always does, the 4 Ps, and then defend, rebound, run. He stressed those things. And then he felt like giving them different looks, maybe going to a zone on occasion defensively. So I'm watching closely to see how much he decides to shake it up as far as different looks. And then turnovers. He was really stressing the turnovers. The guys have been a little careless with the ball as of late, and he can't in a matchup like that tonight. So we'll be watching that statistical category very, very closely for Dixie State and for Cal Baptist. Dixie State want to try to create as many turnovers and get out and get some fast break points if they can.
That'll do it for your Intermountain Sports Medicine pregame show. We keep it right here as we transition into the Sky Mountain Golf Course. Starting lineups first for the visiting Lancers of California Baptist. Again, 12-2 overall, 5-1 in the Pac West. They start a 6'5", 205-pound senior guard from Mill Creek, Washington, Jason Todd. A 6'7", 205-pound forward sophomore, Bull Quall. 6'2", 190-pound redshirt junior guard, Jordan Heading. And a 6'8", 225-pound senior forward, Gabe Taylor. And a 6'9", 235-pound senior center, Khalidou Diop, getting the start down low. The big man, 17 points, 9 rebounds per game for the Lancers. California Baptist led by head coach Rick Croy, his 5th season as the bench boss at California Baptist. 116 wins to just 25 losses for Coach Croy as the Trailblazers trying to again avenge that loss from December where California Baptist was able to come victorious 93-82. Time now for the starting lineups for your Dixie State Trailblazers, led by the man, as you like to call him, Devin, Mr. 5-time head coach John Judkins, 25th season as head coach, 13th here at Dixie State, over 500 career wins. It's a very familiar starting lineup. Brandon Simister, Kyler Nielsen, Trevor Hill at the guards, Zach Hunter, Isaiah Clark are your bigs down low. So Simister, Nielsen, Hill, Hunter, Clark are your Sky Mountain Golf Course starters for Dixie State. Headed to the beautiful Sky Mountain Golf Course in Hurricane. Schedule a tee time. Call 435-635-7888.
Yeah. And, of course, Trevor Hill is the leader. He comes in one of the top guys in scoring, number 3 to be precise in scoring in the conference at 18.1 points per game. The fans, and it's a packed house and more filing in right now, would love to see him have a career night against Cal Baptist here before Dixie State heads out on the road. But Hill would trade all the stats in the world for a win. He doesn't care. He's such an unselfish player. He knows when he needs to drive and be selfish, but he also is one of the best guys in the conference in assists. I mean, he's really an underrated distributor from the guard position, but the small forward position, whatever you list him at. And that's the nice thing about Trevor Hill is Juddy can put him in different places in the lineup. You can utilize him with a lot of different other combinations to make him dangerous.
Remember, it is the Triple Cast TV, radio, and internet. So you can be watching on locally TDS Cable Channel 22, as well as on the YouTube page, youtube.com/Dixie State Athletics. And locally here on the radio, 890 KDXU tonight. National Championship game going on over on Sports Radio 97.7 FM. Which quick update?
6-0 Bulldogs.
6-0 Georgia. Late in the second. 3 minutes to go in that second quarter. But it's all about basketball right here on the Trailblazer Basketball Network. Dixie State hosting California Baptist, and the Trailblazers in line with the blackout theme. They don't have black uniforms. There is some black accents on the uniforms, but they're going with their new, what is normally the road blues. Very slick look tonight for the Trailblazers. Road blues, white numbers, red trim, and California Baptist in the white uniforms, and not really filled in on the numbers, but a blue outline for those numbers. It'll be Diop and Clark to jump it. Let's play basketball inside of the Burns Arena. Diop will win it for the Lancers. And California Baptist, the first possession of this game, it'll be Jordan Heading setting things up to the near side, and Todd looking into Diop instead. Skip pass into the left corner. Gabe Taylor for 3. Well short. Zach Hunter snares the rebound. Here comes Dixie State. Ahead to Trevor. Gets past Heading and lays it up. Can't hit it. Ball tipped. And back to Trevor. He's still in bounds. Trevor will catch. Kicks to Nielsen. Trailblazers reset. 25 to shoot. 30 seconds gone by. Still scoreless.
Ooh, really good try there by Hill. Running full speed. Just couldn't get the finger roll to finish, but great second chance here for the Blazers.
Clark holding the right elbow. Looking into Zach Hunter, catches left block, and he's fouled on his way to the bucket. 2 free throws coming for Zach Hunter. Dixie State an opportunity to take an early 2-0 lead. Foul against Gabe Taylor, first foul of the night.
Yeah, Taylor's giving ground, goes straight up, and then he slaps down right as Zach was turning to face. Easy call for the officials to make.
Fabulous Freddy's free throws, first of the night. Fuel it up, wash it down, and save the 2 Southern Utah's. Fabulous Freddy's location. Zach Hunter. First one rims out, looked good, but it popped out. Game still scoreless, 19-21 to go in the first. Hunter back to the line for one more. Dixie State trying to take an early lead. And that one in and out as well. Both of them halfway in, and they popped out, were scoreless. California Baptist will push it back up the floor. 19-15 to play in the first. Jordan Heading to the far side, and Jason Todd. Chance of defense already raining down. A near sellout crowd inside the Burns Arena tonight for the Trailblazers. Todd to Heading. Skipping it back to Todd, left corner. Touch pass to Qual. Taylor with 9 to shoot. Back to Heading. Pump fake. Great defense by Dixie State. Skip to Todd. He threw it over him and out of bounds. Turnover gives it back to Dixie State.
Well, that's why they won against Dominican so handily. Is in the second half they held Dominican to 20 second-half points. That is a low number in a college basketball game. Defense looks good. To see if they get the offense going on this set.
18:54 to go here in half number 1. Simister across the timeline to Hunter. Hesitates, drives, and hangs, and scores right in the face of Kalidou Diop. Dixie State an early 2-0 lead.
Yeah, nice job. That's a much more difficult than 2 free throws he just missed. Great left-handed shove off the window and down for Zach Hunter.
3 ball to answer. Gabe Taylor knocks it down, and California Baptist has taken the lead. 3-2, 18:27 to go.
Man, missed that first 3 he took, but he's looking to get involved in the offense early on here.
Clark holding left wing for the Trailblazers, bouncing to Nielsen, holding mid-post left side, backing in on Heading. Kick to Simister, left corner, right back, trying to get it to Kyler. Tip taken away, Bull Qual the steal for the Lancers.
Strong set defensively there. Diop was giving no ground, and then Qual comes with the steal.
Heading inside, and Hill will leave it short. Ball tipped by Simister. Dixie State the rebound to Trevor Hill. 17:57 to go in the first. Hill hesitates, accelerates, leaves for Isaiah Clark, and he'll slow it down, slam it down softly with one hand.
Well, Trevor Hill just demands so much attention. You double team him, and then whoop, little wraparound pass, easy put down there for Clark.
4-3, Dixie State lead, 17:40 to go in the first. Taylor swinging it back to Jason Todd. Todd to Heading, he'll jump a 3 left corner. No, Zach Hunter goes up high, says that's my ball. Dixie State the rebound. Outlet pass to Simister, hesitates, drives inside, bumped by Qual. Bank shot won't go. A lot of contact, no whistle. Here come the Lancers on the rebound.
Lancers do like to shoot the 3 on the season, 35%. They've already taken 3 here in not even 3 minutes of game time action.
Average 27 3-point attempts per game and just about 10 makes per game. Do the Lancers. 10 to shoot for CBU. Into Diop, his first touch offensively. And he's fouled as he catches.
And when you shoot that many threes, you know you can average a lot of points. This season, almost 86 points per game, Cal Baptist. That's a high number. Fun brand of basketball to watch.
Absolutely. 17:02 to go in the first. Foul is against Isaiah Clark, his first team foul against the Trailblazers. Lob in to Bull Qual. 16:58 to go. Ticking closer to the under 16 immediate timeout. 4-3 Dixie State lead. Todd, right wing for CBU. Back to Heading. Pump fake. Gets Simister off his feet. Finds Todd now. Right wing 3 on the way. Rims out. Isaiah Clark can't secure the rebound. Instead, goes to California Baptist. Matt Hubbard the rebound. His putback wouldn't go. But then Clark lost it out of bounds again. CBU with possession.
Well, he's giving up a little size. He's got to muscle up. He's got to play bigger tonight. And he didn't put a body on there and had a couple chances for rebounds. Couldn't get it.
A foul going to be called against Kyler Nielsen. They say put 2 hands on Bull Qual as Qual is trying to cut inside. He picks up the foul, his second team foul. Heading into the corner to Qual on the inbound pass. He'll jump a 3, and he hits so many 3-point threats in this California Baptist roster, and the Lancers lead 6-4, 16:33 to go in the first.
Yeah, a little bit too easy there. Quick pass, and the shot was there.
Zach Hunter looking backdoor for Brandon Simister, throws it too far in front. A turnover gives it back to California Baptist. 6-4, 16:26 to play.
And that's like the first option on that set. And you get Simister, even if he's there on the backdoor cut, he's in among the trees. Probably a little more patience should have been displayed there by Zach Hunter.
Hubbard to Qual. Swing it back around the horn to Todd, back to Heading. Heading inside Diop, 1 dribble. And stripped and taken away by Isaiah Clark. Tiptoes the inline, keeps it in bounds. Here comes Simister for Dixie State. Brandon bounces to Kyler, 25 to shoot. To Zach Hunter, baseline right side. Has the dribble still, he'll use it. Backs in on Heading. Kicks to Trevor Hill. Cut off at the free throw line, spins back to the left. Trying to bounce inside to Isaiah Clark, and the ball is kicked. Dixie State will maintain the possession. 15:48 to go in the first. California Baptist 6. Dixie State 4. We take the 60-second timeout. Come right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
$150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like.
You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from invisible or silent. If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it, or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
.48 to play in the first half. Dixie State trailing 6-4 to the Lancers of California Baptist University. Trailblazers 2-4 from the field, 50% clip there. Rebounds tied 4-4. 2 assists for Dixie State on the 2 made baskets, but Trailblazers 0-2 from the stripe. Otherwise, this game would be tied.
Yeah, and a couple of turnovers trying to feed passes into traffic or on backdoor cuts. How to take care of that basketball. That was one of our Camping World keys to the game.
Austin Montgomery into the game during the timeout. Inbound to Nielsen, top of the key, Trevor Hill. And a whistle and a foul against California Baptist. It will be Dejon Davis picking up the foul. He checked in during the timeout as well. His first second team foul against the Lancers. 15:44 to go in the first. Semister baseline right side to Trigger. He looks. Will lob all the way out to Kyler and catches D-Logo straight away, hands off to Trevor. Trevor Hill sets up the offense, 15 to shoot for the Trailblazers. Hesitates. Kicks to Zach Hunter. Three-point line straight away, back to Zach, 9 to shoot. Now to Trevor, splits 2 defenders, floats with the right hand. A lot of contact, Trevor ends up on his back, no whistle. And the ball is going back to California Baptist.
Tough to get no call there. See, for a team, they're on him up high, though. They did go straight up. And then the collision late. Was it a late block? It left our screen? I don't know. Tough one, but officials didn't see enough to call the foul.
Tyrol also into the game. Inside Davis working on Montgomery, floating with the left, and he scores. Davis.
Well, I like the patience from Davis. Davis, I mean, really put 3 bounces and 3 chests to Montgomery and got the baby hook to drop.
Semister jumper in transition, deep 2, but he hits it. Good to see that. Dixie State trailing 8-6, 14:57 to go in the first.
Yeah, they need him to shoot it well tonight. There's no question.
Lancers setting up the offense. Jason Todd to the near side roll. Roll inside Davis. Cut off by Montgomery. They've got the one-on-one, though. He spins back to the right, pump fake and floats. Nope, traveled. Turn it over back to the Trailblazers. Good defense by Austin Montgomery.
Yeah, that time a lot better. Nice job. He's got to give the bump. He's got to give the ground there, but then you see him just keep the hand extended and make him shuffle the feet. If he doesn't travel and goes up strong, he probably got to lay in.
Dub Price will check in for Zach Hunter. Wade Miller into the game as well for the Trailblazers. Dioff back in for the Lancers. 8-6 Dixie State lead. 14:34 to go in the first. Semister crossing over to the left. Looking inside, Dub Price going pick and roll. Dub scores with the left. What a beauty.
Yeah, nice patient there, and then the pick, and then the roll with the finish with the left hand. Dub Price, anything he gives you in scoring is a big plus because he's in there for hustle, 50-50 balls, rebounds, all the little things.
Game tied at 8, 14:15 to go. Roll, jump step, leaving it for Dioff. Backing in on Montgomery. Help comes. Dub cuts him off, but they swing it back top of the key. Roll, swinging to Quall. Quall getting inside on Price. Reverse from right to left. Can't score it. Left it short. Wade Miller the rebound for Dixie State. Ahead to Semister. 8. Game tied at 8. Semister 3 from the right wing is too strong. It bounces and leaves the court of play. California Baptist will get it back. 13:50 to go.
Yeah, Sims hit that first jumper moments ago inside the line. That time, that stop and pop. He likes that shot. And just a little off the mark. But if you're Dixie State, you don't mind him taking that because he shoots at a good percentage from downtown. One of the best on the team.
California Baptist going to have to take a timeout. We're approaching the 5-second call on the inbound pass. Just a 30-second timeout, so we keep it right here. Remind you that timeouts are brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union. Mountain America excels at providing low loan rates, high earnings, free services, handy banking technology with 3 convenient locations in St. George. Trailblazers tied at 8, 13:50 to go in the first. It's been a back and forth, up and down game. One guy you have seen hit a shot is Brandon Simister. Missed that three that he took. But Devin, I think tonight for Dixie State to be successful, it all starts with Brandon. He's going to have to hit some shots, get some other guys involved as well.
Yeah, not the leader in this statistical category. He shot, 71 threes, though. He's the guy you don't mind shooting about 36% this season. Kyler Smith, actually, Quincy Matthews a little bit better, but Quincy's only shot 3. He's made all 3. Kyler is a great percentage from downtown, but he doesn't shoot near as many as Simister either.
13:45 to go in the second. Ball back in play. California Baptist with possession. It'll be roll left wing. Bringing it back to Taylor. Taylor to Jordan Heading. Looking inside Dioff. Skip past the roll. Left wing. Catches. Couple of dribbles to Jason Todd. He'll take the 3 left corner. Too strong. Brandon Simister, the rebound. Probably could have called a foul against Gabe Taylor of Cal Baptist. Crashing in there. No whistle. Here comes Simister the other way. Leads for Dub Price. And he'll lay it up and in with the left.
Really good decision by Simister. Actually probably could have tried to challenge the shot, but gave it up, and he's got 3 assists already, and Dub 2 quick buckets off the bench.
Kalidou Dioff to answer for the Trailblazers, for the Lancers on the other end. He's got 5. Game tied at 10.
Actually, Dioff's first bucket.
And they'll bounce inside Austin Montgomery. Miscommunication on the Cal Baptist defense. Montgomery throws it down with 2 hands.
Yeah, you slip the screen, and then nobody there, and flushes it down. Maybe that'll get Austin a little confidence going early on.
California Baptist with possession. 12-10, Trailblazer lead, 12:42 to go. Taylor backing in on Price and runs over Dub Price. Offensive foul. They're going to wave it off. It took the referee about 5 seconds to finish his hand motion and to totally wave the shot off. But Gabe Taylor going to be called for the foul, his second, as he barreled over Dub Price.
Coach Croy didn't love the call. And he also didn't love the play of his team right there. Stop and take that little 6-8 foot mid-range jumper there. Don't get that offensive foul call, because Dixie State now up by 2. Who's got the ball and a little bit of momentum here in the first half.
12:39 to go here in the first. 12-10 Dixie State lead. On the floor for your Trailblazers, Simister, Hill, Wade Miller, Dub Price, Isaiah Clark back in. Simister guarded by Ty Rowell. Tipped out of Dub Price's handball is loose, chases it back across the timeline. Is the Trevor Hill. 12 to shoot for the Trailblazers. Hill, 12:18 on the game clock. Gets to his right, pump fake, gets Davis off his hands. Hang can't hit, tries to grab his own rebound, throws up another shot. No, short. Dub Price trying to get the offensive rebound. And a whistle rings out. I believe he pointed.
Staying here.
He's staying here.
Yeah, Dub got bumped as he was to the rebound
Dioff
first, and Dioff so strong. Dub absorbed it, though, and you love that weak side crash. Trev, couple good looks, though. He's got to try to be able to finish that, especially that second one. Pretty good look on that rebound putback try.
Referee pointed the other way. That's why I thought it was going back Cal Baptist's way. Dixie State will trigger. Simister bouncing inside to Clark. Kicks it back out, Brandon. Holding left wing. Jab step. Now pops a 3. Too short. Wade Miller trying to chase down the offensive rebound. He gets it, but I think Isaiah Clark going to get called for a push-off. Inside, he does his second. That'll bring us to the under 12 media timeout. 11:59 to go. Dixie State leading 12-10. 60-second timeout. Back to St. George on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
There is a place where the desert comes alive, where rain breaks forth from solid stone and gardens spring from blistered rock. There is a place with enough color to make a rainbow jealous, where boulders are bigger than buildings and cliffs are higher than clouds. There is a place that will straighten your step, tighten your grip, widen your eyes, and open your jaw. There is a place.
Dixie State Trailblazer men's basketball play-by-play brought to you by Findlay Volkswagen. Check out the all-star lineup of Findlay Volkswagen, Passats, Beetles, Jettons, and more. Findlay Volkswagen on the Sadie side of the freeway. Dixie State a 12-10 lead, 11:59 to go in the first, but Lancer possession can tie or take a lead with the 3.
Dixie State in the last couple games in this homestand have been on occasion showing a little full court man. This time they just backed out of it to settle into the half court defense.
Dioff in the right corner, Bull Qual for 3, rims out, and Julian Decree going up and getting the rebound, kind of fighting with Dub Price over it, his teammate, and then through all of that, Dejon Davis going to be called for the foul, his second.
And Davis not sure why there, as the teammates were trying to say, you get it, no, I'll get it, no, make sure somebody gets it. And just a little bit over the back and got caught.
Matt Hubbard will check in for the Lancers. 12-10, Dixie State lead, 11:39 to play in the first. Simister, hippity hop across the timeline, swings to the left wing, Kyler Nielsen. Nielsen catches, drives to the free throw line, kills the dribble, bounces back to Dub Price. Coach Croy wanted to travel, didn't get it, stomping his foot right in front of the official. Back to Decree, 10 to shoot for Dixie State. Hand off to Simister. Thought about a 3, instead back to Decree. Decree loses it, chases it down in the right corner. Dub Price straight away, got to have a shot. Down to 2 and 1 into Wade Miller. It's going to be a shot clock violation. Wade makes the turnaround floater, but it's a shot clock violation. Dixie State has got to be a little bit more aware of how much time is on that clock.
Yeah, and it's tough because, you know, that's usually your point guard's responsibility. But he had it out of his hands the last 7 or 8 seconds, so other guys just weren't aware of the clock, and it ends up in a violation.
11:04 to play in the first. 12-10, Dixie State lead. Been a fun one so far. Heading, looking inside at Dioff, can't get it to him. Instead they slide Dioff. They try to go pick and roll. Heading will drive. The pass to Dioff is cut off. Heading floats it in the lane too short. Julian Decree the rebound. Simister for Dixie State fires ahead to Wade Miller. Added Decree and back to Simister. They'll reset, try something else. Simister is bumped by Ty Rowell. And that's going to be Rowell's first 16th foul.
Should be noted, Quincy Matthews not available tonight. And Quincy's been playing really good the last couple of games in this homestand. We're starting to get back up to the 18, 19 minute mark. I'm not sure if just a little something or what, but not in uniform. Oh, there he is. Now he's off the bench. I'm sorry.
Wade Miller will bury an 18-footer straight away to make his first bucket of the night. And it's 14-10, Dixie State lead.
I apologize. I looked at Q and I thought he had a street shirt on. And then he took it off and it was a uniform underneath. And here comes Q on Q. I was wondering why we weren't seeing Quincy so far in this game. My mistake.
Kalidou Dioff the other way for the Lancers. He scores. He's got a 4 tonight. And it's a 14-12 Dixie State lead. 10:08 to go in the first. Dub Price holding for Dixie State, finding Julian Decree. Mid-post right side, back to Simister. Right back inside of Decree. Backing in on Dioff. Gets around it, but he's too far under the bucket. Left his feet. Had to pass out of it. Threw it away. Rowell, the steal for Cal Baptist.
Yeah, Decree right there lost where he was at. He was just too far under when he left his feet and had no choice but to throw it and try to hope for a teammate, and there was nobody there but Lancers.
9:45 to go in the first. Lancers 14 to shoot. Bouncing inside Dioff, fumbles, regains, kicks to Ty Rowell for 3, right wing, too strong. Julian Decree chases down the long rebound. Dixie State with possession. And off to Simister. Back and forth he goes. Bounces to Wade Miller. Quick pull on the 3 from the left corner. Too strong. Dioff rebound for Cal Baptist.
Well, you see Wade Miller knock those down lately, though. Not as frequently as he's capable of. That time a wide open, good look. You want him to take that shot, just didn't fall.
Hubbard to Heading for Cal Baptist. Right wing 3 on the way from Heading. Bounces off the front of the rim. And out of bounds. Dixie State will have the possession. And with that, Trevor Hill, Quincy Matthews will check in. 9:09 to play in the first. 14-12. Trailblazer lead. Zach Hunter also going to check back in. As Wade Miller, Dub Price, and Brandon Simister will get a breather. 9:09 to play in the first. If you're just joining us, been kind of a back and forth game so far. 4 lead changes, 2 ties. Dixie State right now a 14-12 lead. Nielsen hands off to Quincy Matthews. Now quickly to Trevor. Trevor around the left end stumbles, regains his footing. Trying to leave for Decree. Ball tipped around. Who's got it? Dejon Davis, a steal for California Baptist. 8:45 to play in the first. 14-12. Dixie State lead. Hubbard driving. And it will be a blocking foul. Julian Decree coming over trying to take the charge, but he's there a split second too late. And Hubbard will go to the line for free throws.
Trailblazers now with 5 turnovers. That was one of those bang-bang plays, but he had left his feet, and I think Decree was still sliding out. I actually think that is the right call in that situation, even though Julian Decree didn't like the call.
Hubbard makes the first free throw. He's on the board with a single point. He'll have one more. Dixie State leading at 14-13, 8:41 to go in the first. After this, Dixie State out on the road for about 10 days. They'll play 4 games in the Bay Area in California. Hubbard makes both. We are tied at 14, 8:39 to play in the first. Trevor Hill across the timeline, gets inside, hangs, hits, in the lane, in traffic. Wow, what a shot by Trevor Hill. He's on the board with 2. Dixie State leads at 16-14, 8:24 to go in the first.
And that's his game right there. That's where he's at his best.
Jordan Heading will set things up for the Lancers. Heading, pass tip by Trevor Hill. Zach Hunter the steal. Quickly back to Trevor. One-on-one with Hubbard in the lane. Off the window. Yes.
Beautiful.
Oh, no. They're going to wave it off and say offensive goaltending, and that is absolutely the wrong call. The ball is at the bottom of the net when there's slight contact by Dub Price. It's all the way through. Well, I might be wrong there.
He swiped the
He
net
swiped the net while the ball was on the cylinder.
And he didn't need to do that.
I got to backtrack.
I don't know why Dub did that.
In real time, from my angle, it looked like that's the wrong call, but that's the right call.
Well,
they're going to wipe the shot off.
And I don't love that rule, but it's in place for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, even though he didn't affect whether that was going in or not, he still touched part of the rim.
The ball was still on the cylinder.
Yep.
I backtrack. I was wrong. Right call. Great call by the official. 16-14. Dixie State leads, 7:39 to play. Lancers 2 to shoot. Heading fadeaway 3 as the shot clock expires. Too strong. Kyler Nielsen the rebound. Coach Judkins waving the troops forward. Nielsen in traffic is fouled. I believe they're going to get Jason Todd for the foul, and that should bring us to the under 8 media timeout. Indeed, it is Todd, his first 17th foul against California Baptist. Dixie State 16, California Baptist 14. 7:30 to go until halftime. 60-second timeout. Right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State leading 16-14. 7:30 to go until halftime. Dixie State 47% from the field. Quick Findlay Subaru stat check. 8 of 17 from the field for Dixie State. Have not hit on a Team DeAuto three-pointer yet, but 5 assists on 8 made baskets, leading the rebounding battle 13-9 and lead by 2.
Yeah, and Dixie State takes between 10 and 15 threes a game. They're not a high-volume three-point shooting team unless you're giving it to them all night long. I do like 10 points in the paint so far by Dixie State. And the bench has already scored 8 points, but free throw shooting has been a little bit of a question mark most of this season. And so far in this game now 0 for 3 as that first one spins out for Kyler Nielsen.
16-14 Dixie State lead as we welcome you back inside the broadcast. Eric Segmiller, Devin Dixon sitting courtside. Nielsen settles down, makes the second. And it's a 3-point Dixie State lead at 17-14, 7:30 to go. Nancy Matthews will harass Ty Rowell on his way up the floor. Rowell, the left side, and Jordan Heading. Top of the key now, Jason Todd. Back to Rowell, looking inside. Davis wanted the ball, they couldn't get it to him. Back to Rowell. And Heading, left wing. Back to Rowell, back and forth. Hot potato between Rowell and Heading. Rowell loses, regains 5 to shoot. Skip past left side and Todd. Todd pulls up, 15-footer left side, no, rims out. Kyler Nielsen grabs the rebound. Hands off to Trevor. Trevor up the left side. With 6:55 to go and a 17-14 lead. 18-footer, Zach Hunter left side, no. Dejon Davis the rebound.
But that's the shot you want. Really good possession. Right idea by Trevor Hill finding Zach. That's a wide open jumper.
California Baptist the possession in the right corner, Rowell. Top of the key Heading, they'll reset. California Baptist team does not hold on to the ball long. Rowell left open. He pops a three, right wing, a deep one, and he hits.
And Zach Hunter was coming, but just a little bit late on the rotation, and no hesitation by Rowell, and he buried the triple.
Game tied at 17, 6:20 to go until halftime. Hunter hands off to Quincy, fumbles, regains, now back to Kyler. Kyler dribble handoff to Trevor. Switches its path, drives inside, floats in the lane with the right. No, Dejon Davis secures the rebound for California Baptist. Lancers can retake the lead on this possession. Heading into the paint, floats with the left, and he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming for Jordan Heading. Foul against Julian Decree, his second. 15 foul against Dixie State here in the first. Austin Montgomery up off the bench. He'll check in for Decree.
Yeah, and Coach Judkins alluded to this when I spoke with him earlier today. Going to keep using all three bigs. Give them a lot of opportunity in the first half to see who can really match up with this big inside presence of Diop and Davis.
Ty Rowell to inbound, finding Todd. Catches over Trevor Hill. Lancers set it up, 15 to shoot. 5:54 on the game clock, 17-17 tie. Diop to Heading, guarded by Zach Hunter. The 2-3 zone right now for the Trailblazers. Ball tipped, out of bounds. Lancers will retain the possession. 4 seconds on the shot clock, 5:42 on the game clock. Simister will check in. Quincy Matthews going to come out. And the Lancers got to go about 3/4 of the way up the floor with 4 seconds on the shot clock. Rowell to Heading at half court with 2 and 1. Heading will jump it, shot blocked by Trevor Hill. And Trevor stares him down afterward. Shot clock violation, Dixie State gets it back.
And that's exactly what Juddy loves. If you ask Juddy, what's one of your favorite ways to get a turnover or a stop? And he's like, he would take that. He didn't like the block shot where it goes 2 rows into the stands and they get the ball back. He loves the shot clock violation.
17-17 tie. Entry pass to Montgomery. Kicking it back out. Trevor Hill. They'll leave him open. He'll take the 3. It's off the left side. And Zach Hunter, the rebound, took it away from Austin Montgomery. With the Trailblazers reset. Bounce into Austin. And he's going to get another dunk. 2-hand flush in traffic.
He looks way more aggressive than we've seen on this homestand. I love the will to go up and stuff and, fight through any contract. At least if you go strong, you go to the foul line. Probably could have had an and one there. Looked like he might have been hit on the arm.
19-17 Dixie State lead. 4:55 to go in the first. Diop holding for the Lancers. Enters a pass to Davis. They go big with Diop and Davis in the game at the same time. Out to Diop. Pump fake. He's guarded by Trevor Hill at the moment. Trevor knocked over by Diop. And that's the second foul on Kalidou Diop.
Look at the big man with the spin move, but there was just enough contact. And Trevor Hill, an excellent defender. You got to give Trevor credit. He's giving ground. And then as soon as he extended the arm, Trevor went with it and got the foul. That's a nice job by Trevor Hill. Textbook.
4:41 to go in the first. Gabe Taylor will check in for the Lancers. 19-17 Dixie State lead. Simister. Across the timeline, now center of the floor. 40 feet from the basket. Bounces to Zach Hunter, left elbow. Back to Brandon. Brandon around to Hunter's screen and whip it back into Zach Hunter. Off the window. No, it came out. How does that ball not stay down?
Good challenge by Davis, though, to force that into a lane instead of letting him elevate and dunk.
4:15 to go in the first. Dixie State leading it by 2, 19-17. And now a whistle and a foul against Austin Montgomery away from the ball, fighting for position inside.
Yeah, no argument there from Austin. He was definitely leaning in, bumping, just fighting to hold ground. And you've got to against Davis. Big man.
Rowell is going to be forced to take a timeout, the second of the half, for the Lancers. Didn't want to turn it back over. So the California Baptist will have just 2 timeouts the rest of this half and into the second half with 4:13 to play. Here in the first half, they're going to stretch it to the media timeout. 19-17, Dixie State lead. Let's take a 60-second timeout. Come right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
4:13 to go. UTVU and internet viewers get to see Austin Montgomery out of the timeout. The assist from Brandon Simister, throwing it down with two hands. It's a 19-17 Dixie State lead. 4:13 to play in the first. The Lancers will have possession underneath their own basket. They were forced to use a timeout rather than turn the ball over on a 5-second count before the timeout. Dixie State 9 of 22 from the field. 19-17 rebounding advantage. And a bunch of different guys have scored. Dub Price, the team's leading scorer, with 4, but a bunch of guys with 2 for Dixie State.
Yeah, and Trev really hasn't found his groove yet. He's getting some good looks, and they're in the lane, but they're contested right now. They're not falling. He's only 1 for 8, and yet you love what he's doing right now, and you want him to keep attacking the basket.
Lancers with 10 to shoot inside. Gabe Taylor over Austin Montgomery. His runner is too strong. Kyler Nielsen the rebound. Dixie State with possession. Ahead to Simister. Leaves for Zach Hunter. Straight away. Back to Brandon. Brandon goes center of the floor. With 3:55 to go in the first. Simister to the left side, leaves for Trevor. 15 to shoot. Trevor back to the top of the key. Guarded by Todd. Kicking to Kyler Nielsen. 3-ball straight away. Too strong off the back iron. Austin Montgomery. Offensive rebound is Simister for 3. Left wing. Yes.
And great job. Austin Montgomery has came in and sparked this team. Playing good defense. He's physical. Got a dunk, an offensive rebound, and the right move to kick it out and get Sims a catch-and-shoot triple. And a beautiful job by Simister to knock it down.
22-17. Dixie State a 5-point lead. Cal Baptist can't get the shot to go. Montgomery the rebound. Ahead to Brandon Simister. Dixie State leads for Montgomery. Free throw line jumper. Yes, Austin Montgomery has 6, and he's feeling it tonight. A game-high 7-point lead, 24-17 for the Trailblazers.
Well, and just mentally from the get-go, he has been in this game and all fired up, really bringing the intensity and the touch at the same time.
And Montgomery poking the ball away. Trying to argue it went off of the Lancers. Not going to win that argument. It's going to be CBU ball. And he'll check out. A great stretch for Austin Montgomery. He's getting an ovation on his way back to the bench. Julian Decree back in. 24-17, Dixie State lead. 2:48 to go until the break. Heading straight away. Inside to Hubbard. To Jason Todd. 10 to shoot. Swing to Heading. Back to Todd. Todd pump fake. When he'll bank it in, kisses it off the window. Jason Todd in the scoring column, his first bucket. 24-19 Dixie State lead, 2:25 to go. Nielsen will enter a pass to Julian Decree on the other end. Decree, right block, backing in on Taylor. Loses, regains, fadeaway jumper, baseline right side. Probably not the shot you wanted in that situation. Here comes Cal Baptist.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a fadeaway there, making that more difficult than it should have been.
Heading, he'll jump it in the paint, a fadeaway over Simister, and he knocks it in. 2 points for Jordan Heading. Dixie State lead trimmed to 3, 24-21, under 2 to go until halftime. Trevor holding left wing for Dixie State, top of the key for Kyler. Kyler to Decree, to Simister. 3-point land straight away. Backs it up, D logo, center of the floor, 12 to shoot. Gets a pick from Decree, he'll step into a 3, left wing, it's off to the left side, and that one was off from the get-go. California Baptist the rebound. Here come the Lancers. Rowell behind the back dribble. Wraparound pass is tipped, taken away by Dixie State. Hand off to Trevor Hill. Trevor exploring his options. Leaves for Zach Hunter. They're going to call an offensive foul against Trevor. Ran over defender after he passed it. And the Boo Birds will ring out.
Well, where did the contact come? On the hip?
Oh my goodness.
Trevor was trying to avoid the contact.
Oh my goodness. The flop of the year for Jordan Heading.
Yeah, that was a little acting, and sometimes on that call, guys do elaborate, for lack of a better term, and Heading sold it.
Trevor's left hip that bumped Heading as Trevor was moving left to right across the paint. It wasn't even direct contact. Wow. 15 to shoot for the Lancers. Heading for 3 the other way. Misses. Dub Price the rebound. Simister up the near side. Will step into a deep 2 straight away, and he knocks it in.
That one was more square than the last one where he was leaning and missed it left. That time just inside the 3-point line. Showing you the range. Nice job. Simister was 7.
26-21. Dixie State by 5. Under a minute. Tipped away. Trevor's got it one-on-one with Jason Todd. Dub Price with him. Trevor will take it into the lane. Misses the layup. Dub. Tip. Put back. No. Qual the rebound for Cal Baptist. Now here come the Lancers. Heading inside to Todd. Off the window. No. Excuse me, that was Rowell with the miss. Dixie State the rebound. And now Trevor
And great.
It's going to slow it down. Dixie State wants a timeout. They get it across the timeline. Trailblazers will call a timeout. 26.3 on the game clock, 23 on the shot clock. 30-second timeout. Let's keep it right here.
Yeah, great job by Symmetry to get the poke away, but man, that's such a tough shot being contested for Trevor to get. But then I love the hustle by Dub Price getting back defensively. Is even prior to that, that was that stop and pop for our television audience. Brandon Symmetry just inside the three-point line, and they've stretched this to a 5-point lead now. And the Blazers, a lot of energy in the arena, and if they keep shooting it well, they're ready to make some noise tonight. But Dixie State only shooting 41%, but you'll take that against a pretty good defensive team. But from outside the three-point line right now, Carrick, just 1 for 7 for Dixie State. Cal Baptist not a ton better, 23%, 3 out of 13 from distance. They're shooting 32% from the field.
Dixie State with 26.3 seconds remaining, 23 on the shot clock, so really just a 3-second differential. You want to, unless something really good becomes available, you can really try to play for the last shot of the half, as the Lancers have a tough time getting the ball back up the floor to try to get a shot with 3 seconds left. Simister will hold just across the timeline, down to 15 on the game, 12 on the shot. Now crosses it back over to the left, hands off to Trevor. Down to 8, fake the handoff to Kyler, drives the baseline, passes the end line. Simister for 3, left corner, it rims out. Ball tipped around, heading the rebound, 4, 3, 2, whipping it to Bo Qual at the buzzer, no!
And tried to sell a foul, Qual did, but he actually initiated the contact, I believe, and kind of left with that lead arm and then tried to shoot it with one. But entertaining first half for everybody, because both these two teams brought the intensity. Crowd was on their feet at moments. Both teams exuded good defense. At other times, some great, sensational scoring efforts. Fun first half, Carrick.
Dixie State leading at 26-21 at the half. The Trailblazers a 5-point advantage, similar to the game in Riverside. Back and forth, up and down we go, and see if Dixie State can play another full 20 minutes in the second half. Let's step away. We'll take the full 3-minute halftime timeout. We come back. It's the InfoWest halftime report right here on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Let's hear it for the Dixie Blaze dance team. All right, ladies and gentlemen, one lucky winner is about to receive the Jimmy John's Box Lunch Seat of the Game. Comes with a full sub, bag of chips, a cookie, and a pickle. Next time you need catering for any party or event, try the Jimmy John's Box Lunch. The winner is seated seated in section 110, row E, seat 18. Again, section 110, row E, seat 18. You are the winner of the Jimmy John's Boxless seat of the game. Big thanks to Jimmy John's for their continued support of Dixie State Athletics. All right, let's give a huge thank you to Chartway Federal Credit Union. They're a proud sponsor of Dixie State Athletics for sponsoring tonight's blackout with t-shirts, rally towels, and cash prizes. Stop by their branch located at 333 East Tabernacle or visit them online at chartway.com to learn more about becoming a member.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Time now for the InfoWest halftime report as Dixie State leading at 26-21 at the half. It is the InfoWest halftime report. The internet people at InfoWest get high-speed internet, web design, tech support, and more. Check out clean internet and speed burst at infowest.com. Again, a 26-21 lead for the Trailblazers in what was an up-and-down first half, back and forth. Game was tied 4 times for lead changes. Dixie State, though, taking a 5-point lead into the halftime break. It is the InfoWest halftime report. We're going to give you some thoughts on the first half, some Findlay Subaru stats, and we'll get you set for the second half right here in the Burns Arena.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Dixie State really played well defensively. I thought they contested for rebounds. In fact, a +6 in that department. You love that. Coach Judkins said he wanted to defend, rebound, and try to run tonight. Fast break points only 4, but they held Cal Baptist to 0. The bench outscored Cal Baptist bench by 5, and Dixie State +8 in points in the paint, although they only shot 12% from the three-point line, 1 for 8, and 40%, 12 of 30 from the field. So overcoming some average shooting to below average shooting by really working hard. The intensity and the defense especially pretty good in that first half. Lower scoring game, though, Carrick, 26-21.
And I like the word I like to use, overcoming, and they did that on the defensive end, holding the Lancers just 8 of 26 from the field, a 30% clip, and just 3 of 14 from the outside, 21% from the outside for the Lancers. Some of those have been open looks that just haven't stayed down, that will go down from time to time, but they've done a really good job. Dixie State has inside Dejon Davis with just 2 points, Kalidou Diop with 4 points. We've seen a couple of different charges taken
how does
by
Diop
Dixie State
only have 2 shots?
Yeah.
He's 2 for 2, 4 points, but he's only taken 2 shots. I mean, Dixie State is doing a tremendous job off ball, taking him away. And, man, if I'm Coach Croy, I got to get Diop more looks. He did pick up the 1 offensive foul when he was extending the arm on Trevor Hill, and you got to tip your hat to Trevor Hill. But that's incredible defense to slow him down. I mean, he's one of the premier players in the conference.
And I said it before the break, this game is playing out very similarly to the game in Riverside in December. It was a Dixie State lead at the half. Diop only had, I think, 3 or 4 points, just like he has right now in the first half, and then he went off for 18, 19, 20 points in the second half, including a back-breaking 3 down the stretch that gave the Lancers a 3-point lead. Now, the mission for Dixie State tonight is to not let up. They kind of came out a little soft in that second half in Riverside. They want to keep the pedal to the metal and keep doing what they're doing. Coach Croy is obviously going to try to draw some things up in the halftime break to free Diop up, to get him more touches and say, hey, you've got to take more shots. You know, we want you passing and finding those looks for threes, but if you can get to the basket, you got to do it. That's exactly what he's going to be saying to Kalidou Diop. But that will be the mission for Dixie State in the second half, is duplicating the first half that they just had defensively.
Well, and really, you got to tip your hat to Dub Price and Austin Montgomery. Those 2 guys come in off the bench and 5 for 5 combined, Carrick. Without that energy off the bench, Dixie State's probably trailing at the half by maybe 4 or 5 points instead of leading here by 5 points. You know, it wasn't a great first half shooting for Simister. Although he led you in scoring with 7 points, he's just 3 for 8. Trevor Hill, 1 for 9, but I love what Trevor did. I want him to keep attacking the rim. They're doing a really good job. When he gets past his original defender, they're sending help. He was able to get a couple assists there, and Simister really good distributing the ball. He had 5 assists to go along with his 7 points. You love that from your point guard. And I figured Sims would bounce back after last game. He got saddled with early foul trouble and only ended the night with 3 points.
It's interesting to look at Trevor Hill right now. He just circled all 3 of these. He's only attempted 1 3, and that's just been his furthest outside shot. 1 of 9 from the field. They've all come from around the basket. No free throws attempted. And that's the reason you want Trevor to keep going inside and try and draw those fouls, draw those free throws. He has had a lot of contact tonight. He's just not been awarded with those free throws tonight, but you have to keep trying.
Well, I thought the officials did a really good job of being consistent.
Absolutely.
They did let it go. They let a little bit of contact go, and I don't mind that as long as they do it consistently at both ends. I think players were able to adjust and play how the flow demanded, and it was an entertaining first half, even though both teams didn't shoot it outstanding in half number one.
Absolutely. Referees did a great job in that first half, and it wasn't meant to be, a knock on officiating, just that, he's 1 of 9, but you want him to keep going because eventually those foul calls will come, and he'll get to the free throw line where you can earn some freebies.
Eventually you're going to get a call or two. There's no question.
Or he can pass out of it as well. So we're inside the Infowars halftime break. We've already given you a few of them, but let's continue on with the Findlay Subaru stats. First, let's take a look at some highlights, and then at the final Findlay Subaru stats, and we'll get you some Pac West updates for you, brought to you by Hearst Hardware. We do have some first half highlights. They are ready to run those back in the truck for you TV and internet viewers. And inside the Burns Arena.
And I thought there were a lot of highlights. Again, I go to the bench play, and then obviously Simister was able to create some open shots and get some jumpers to drop as you get it going here. Nice little give to Isaiah Clark. That's the assist there from Trevor Hill. And then Dub Price off the bench into the lineup. Nice little give and go, and he gets his first bucket of the night.
Simister leaving it for Dub Price again, and Price finished the half with those 4 points. Back to back. Price getting on Montgomery involved. That's the first of 2 dunks that Austin Montgomery had, and we talked about it throughout the broadcast. The bigger energy that Montgomery is bringing to this game. There's Trevor's 1 field goal of the night, and it was not an easy one.
And look at the defense from Trevor Hill. It's intense. These two teams know each other well. That's the play of the half that I think defined what's been missing in Austin Montgomery. He is a very good offensive rebounder, very good scorer. That time he got an offensive rebound, kicked it out to Sims. And lately he's been a little bit lethargic when he's coming off the bench. Tonight he brought the energy from the get-go, and you can see it in the highlights. Austin Montgomery could be an integral part of this team, and they need him to be like he was in this first half ongoing the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Your first half highlights there for you. Let's take a 60-second timeout. We come back, we'll wrap everything else up, give you a few more stats, get you set for the second half, and we'll also take a look at some Pac West updates and other score updates. We'll update you on the national championship game. It's the Pac West and score updates brought to you by Hearst Hardware. But first, 60-second timeout right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena, 26-21, a 5-point lead for the Trailblazers at the half. And Dixie State leading in time now for some Pac West updates brought to you by the Hearst Hardware, a hardware store, and so much more. With a variety of products with prices that please on the corner of the Boulevard and Bluff in St. George and on Main Street in Cedar City. Only one other game on the Pac West docket tonight, and that is in Fresno, California. Point Loma traveling from San Diego to take on Fresno Pacific, and that game is just about to tip off at 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 7:30 p.m. back in the Pacific Time Zone. That is the only other game in the Pac West tonight, so no score updates there. But can't tell you that game is happening. But there is another game, a big one happening in sports tonight, and that's the national championship game. Devin, what is going on in the national championship game?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really been I was watching a little bit before we started our pregame. I've been catching a little bit in the timeouts. But Georgia is absolutely playing terrific right now on defense. They are shutting Alabama out. maybe a little bit of a panic move, I don't know, but Nick Saban benched Jalen Hurts to start the second half. They're going to the underclassman, the freshman. I forget his name. Tui. It's a Polynesian name. I apologize. Nobody was prepping for this kid to start the second half, but that's what's happening right now. 13-0. Georgia just blocked a kick, although they're still in their own territory. So still 13-0. Georgia. The whole second half basically to play. It's just early on in the third quarter.
Those are Pac West and score updates brought to you by the Hearst Ace Hardware. Now let's take a little bit more look at some other scores going on throughout college basketball, maybe some NBA scores for you throughout the night. Devin, what you got?
Well, it is a light night in college basketball. You know, Pac-12 West Coast Conference, not a lot of teams locally involved. So look at the association tonight. And Minnesota beat Cleveland 127-99. Toronto in overtime by a point over Brooklyn, 114-113. Pacers 109-96 win over Milwaukee at home. And Houston in Chicago, 116-107. San Antonio and Sacramento is underway. 2:11 left in the first quarter. 19-13. Kings have the lead. And still one game yet to tip. It's about to tip right now. Denver in Golden State taking on the Warriors. They're 10-point favorites in that game.
Dixie State 26-21 lead over California Baptist. It's time now to give some thoughts on the second half. As we get set for the second half in action. I think I said mine already during this halftime break, and I think Dixie State has got to duplicate the feat that they just did defensively in the first, probably make a few more shots, but for me it all starts on that defensive end.
I think it does. Keep switching up the defenses, keep giving them a look, pick up full court a little bit, maybe you can go to that little trap, go to a little quick zone one set, and then get right back to the man-to-man. I think finishing through contact, like you alluded to, when the Trailblazers go into the rim, don't just anticipate the fouls. Make the bucket. Finish through the contact. I think that will improve the field goal shooting in the first half. And then obviously in a game against a rival in conference play at home, feed off the crowd and keep the intensity high. I'm sure Coach Judd can stress that at the break.
Stampede student section having fun with a big Dixie State banner. You can see that in your screen, to the top of your screen. The Stampede came out in great force tonight. Great showing from the Stampede, and really the first time they've had a chance to see their team, because it's the first game that hasn't happened during the holiday break here at home. And so Dixie State's loving the fact that they've got not only their community behind them, but the Stampede student section as well. And Dixie State a 26-21 lead as the teams flip sides. Dixie State, for you radio listeners, moving left to right across your radio dials. We see it, you hear it. If you're watching it, it's flipped because of the position on the camera on the other side of the court from where Devin and I are sitting. Same starters for Dixie State to start the second half: Simister, Hill, Clark, Nielsen, Hunter.
And if I'm Cal Baptist, I want D-Off to get a lot of looks on offense in this early second half period.
Trevor will step into a deep two right side, and he hits.
And when you can hit that jumper like that, you got to extend that defense out, and then that first step and that blow-by becomes that much tougher to defend.
28-21, Dixie State matching its game-high lead of 7. 19:35 to go in half number 2. Gabe Taylor for the Lancers. DeQual, same starters for the Lancers here in the second as well. Heading, Todd, Qual, Dioff, Taylor. They go to Dioff, guarded by Zach Hunter, gets around him, passes to Todd. Now the heading straight away, right back into Dioff. Kicking into the left corner, Gabe Taylor left open, left wing, and he will bury it.
Yep, nice rotation. Gabe Taylor, he came in early, instant offense, shooting a lot of threes.
Brandon Simister pushes the ball up the floor, can't hit a layup. Isaiah Clark, offensive rebound, his putback is blocked. California Baptist, the rebound. 28-24, Dixie State lead. 19 minutes even to go in the second. Heading to Qual, looking inside Dioff. He wants it.
Well, here's the different look, his own look. They beat him with the 3 last possession. See what happens on this one.
Todd to the right side, heading. 9 to shoot for the Lancers. To Dioff, right elbow. Backing in on Clark, getting to the bucket. High off the window, and it hangs on the rim and falls through.
Yeah, he's 3 for 3 from the field. Run the offense through Dioff. That's what I would do, and Coach Croy going to him.
28-26, Dixie State lead. 18-26 to go in the second. Trevor gets inside, leaves for Clark, and he will lay it up and in with the right hand.
And again, triple team that time. Not just the double team, triple team, and then the little slither shovel pass, and Clark easy off the window and down for the Trailblazers.
18-12 to go in the second. 30-26, Dixie State lead is 4. Taylor looking inside, nothing there. Instead to Todd straight away, quickly to Heading touch pass to Dioff. Skip it into the corner. Bull Qual, right corner 3, yes. If they start warming up from outside, look out.
Qualls got 6, but what about a one-handed baseline pass by the big guy, Dioff? That was a special pass.
Simister to Zach Hunter, free throw line, drives inside, lays it up with the left. He's fouled, and that's going to go against Dioff. His 3rd foul tonight, so if you're Coach Rick Croy, how long do you leave him in right now? You got, a couple more fouls for him, but they're going to bring Davis up off the bench immediately. I think Dioff will see.
But Coach Croy, before he inserts him, is having a long discussion on what he wants. Probably some tendencies on what Dixie State's trying to do offensively, on maybe some help defense or some rotation, so he doesn't get into foul trouble.
They'll bring the mop out on the floor to mop up some sweat. That task is now accomplished. We're going to have free throws. Referees having a discussion now underneath the basket. Not sure what about, but here we go. Let's have 2 free throws brought to you by Fabulous Freddy's.
Zach over 70% this season.
First one on the way, and he hits it.
Did miss those 2 early. He got to the foul line within the first minute and a half of the game and missed a pair. That one looked more like the Zach Hunter we know. He's an excellent shooter.
31-29, Dixie State leads. 17:45 to go in the second. Hunter will have 1 more free throw, and he makes them both.
That's huge. Got to capitalize, take advantage from the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line.
32-29. Dixie State leads. 17:40 to go in the second. Jordan Heading across the timeline for Cal Baptist. They swing it to the right side, and Qual right back to Heading to set up the play. 15 to shoot. Heading taking his time. Guarded by Simister to the right wing, Jason Todd. Todd will pull up right elbow jumper after a couple of dribbles. It's short. Brandon Simister the rebound for Dixie State. Pass ahead to Trevor. Slashing inside off the window. No, can't get it to go. Tip put back by Austin Montgomery, just checked in. He couldn't get it to go either, and here come the Lancers.
Coach Judkins wanted a little push on Montgomery's tap up. Didn't get it.
Taylor inside, and he'll score for California Baptist. 10 points for Gabe Taylor. Right at his season average, 9.9 points per game. 32-21, Dixie State by 1. Hunter inside off the window. No, but he'll get free throws again.
And they're going attack mode, trying to get it down inside. Hunter looks really aggressive tonight. Looks like he's trying to score. You like that mentality out of everybody. And Sims again creating off the pick, and then waits and then flips it on the roll and gets Zach in a good position to take the contact and try to get the and one, just left it short.
And Heading in good defensive position, but brought down the arms right as Zach was to attempt the shot. Hunter back to the line for 2 more Fabulous Freddy's free throws. First one good. 5 points for Zach Hunter. 33-31. Dixie State leads. 16:53 to go. And I would be surprised if this game were to balloon to a double-digit lead either way. I think it's going to be back and forth throughout the entire second half. Hunter, second free throw, leaves it short. Dejon Davis the rebound for the Lancers. And California Baptist can now tie or take the lead with a 3 in this possession. 16:45 to go in the second. Jason Todd holding. The near side now to Heading. Heading, top of the key, Taylor. Back to Todd. Todd to Heading. 16:30 to go. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Whips it to Taylor. Taylor driving inside. Backing in on Hunter now. Fadeaway jumper in the lane. Rims out. Zach goes up high. Snares the rebound for Dixie State. Outlet pass to Simister. He pushes it ahead. Leaves it back for Zach. Steps into a 3 straight away. Bang! Team Diano 3. Zach Hunter, he hangs the hand in the air. The follow through and the 3-point shot.
And it happened because Simister pushed the lane, got everybody on their heels, and then whipped it back outside to the trailing Hunter, who had an all-alone look at that straightaway triple.
36-31. Dixie State back up on top by 5. 15:55 to go in the second. Todd into the right corner. Haven't seen that player tonight. Danny King into the game for the Lancers. Haven't seen him yet. Heading, tough one in the lane. Can't get it to go. Dejon Davis goes up strong, gets the offensive rebound. He can't score, but Gabe Taylor will score. 3rd time the charm for CBU on that possession. Simister quickly up the other side. 36-33, Dixie State lead to Montgomery. Back to Brandon, looking back into Montgomery. He'll bounce to him. 15 feet from the bucket, right side. Montgomery to the baseline. Gets into the paint, stripped out of his hands, but right to Trevor. He is fouled in the lane. First free throws of the night coming for Trevor Hill.
And Montgomery is very offensive-minded that time. It was a careless pass. It looked like it was going to be tipped away, but because Trevor Hill was going to crash the rebounds, it actually looked like it was going right to him, and then he's able to get the foul and earn a trip to the stripe.
15-16 to go in the second. Dixie State 36, California Baptist 33. Back in 60 on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born, and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
15-16 to go in the second. Dixie State leading at 36-33. Quick look at some Findlay Subaru stats for you. Trailblazers 3 of 7 from the field in the second, 42%. The Lancers 5 of 9 from the field, 55%, including 2 for 2 from the outside. Trevor at the line for 2 free throws. First one's too strong. He'll have one more.
Update. Plug your ears if you're DVRing it, but Bama has scored 13-7 game, third quarter.
Dub Price, up off the bench. He'll check in next whistle. Trevor makes the second.
Yeah,
Trevor with 5 points tonight.
Right now, Dixie State back to 50%, 5 of 10 from the free throw line. Not a great percentage. Still time to improve upon that.
Trevor Hill gets a steal on the inbounds pass, tiptoes the sideline. Dixie State has the possession to Brandon Simister. Left corner three, bingo! Trevor Hill to steal. Brandon Simister, a Team D auto three. Dixie State by 7.
Hard to argue that Trevor Hill is not the most complete player in this Pac-West Conference. He gives you everything.
40-33, Dixie State leading, 14:52 to go. A Les Olson play of the game candidate. Rowell working on Dub Price, leaves for Diop. He'll jump a three straight away. Rims out his first three-point miss of the year. Second was 3 of 4 coming into this game. And here comes Dixie State on the rebound. Simister behind the back dribble, leaves for Dub Price, swinging to Wade Miller. Miller looking into Montgomery, left block against Diop. Has the dribble still, now he puts it on the floor. Gets into the paint, pump fake, gets back to the left, lays it up and in with the left hand. Montgomery has 8. Dixie State a game high lead, 42-33. Montgomery needs a breather. He's tugging on his jersey. And a whistle and a foul is going to go against Montgomery. And he can't believe it. His second. Isaiah Clark will check in with 14:14 to go.
Montgomery's giving you energy tonight, though, and that's what Coach Judkins wanted to see from him. Wanted to see him focused and giving you everything you got. You actually don't mind him tugging on the jersey. That means he's working hard out there, and he'll probably get a quick breather and probably be reinserted into this game here in crunch time.
Heading for three, right wing. It's short, tipped around. It goes to Cal Baptist. Lancers will reset. 14:05 to go on the game clock. 42-33. Dixie State by 9 to Rowell. Rowell, jump step. He traveled. He already kind of used his pivot move and then jumped out of that. And he's nailed with the travel. Dixie State can take a double-digit lead with this possession.
Well, I like the fact, looks like Coach Judkins is bound and determined. He's going to double Diop almost every single possession and make somebody else for the Lancers beat you.
42-33, Dixie State leading by 9. Wade Miller to Dub Price. Leaving to Simister. Simister to Wade Miller, left block. He'll float with the right hand and score. Dixie State by 11, 44-33.
Yeah, good catch. Good catch, and I like how he stopped and cutting through. He stopped low on the block, so once he caught it, it was a baby hook shot, and he dropped it.
The Rowell right corner. Cal Baptist to answer no. Trevor Hill the rebound. 13:20 to go. Trevor to Wade Miller. 3 in transition. No, it's short. And Dixie State can't quite save it in. Goes back to California Baptist. Boy, this place was ready to explode if that 3 went in, but I'm still not sure the shot that Coach Judkins was looking for.
Yeah, I mean, he just made a bucket trying to get this place to erupt. I mean, that's why Wade Miller is in there. He's your scoring option. He's got a great release, but that time probably just a little too quick and missed the mark.
20 plus on the shot clock still, and Wade let that one fly, but he was wide open. How do you pass it up?
Sometimes when you're in the flow of the game, you're just, you're feeding off the crowd and everything going on.
12:59 to play in the second. Dixie State by 11, 44-33. Lobbing into Dioff, and Isaiah Clark gets caught hanging on the back of Dioff. Clark will pick up the foul, his third. So look at the bigs, and this is what happened in Riverside when these two teams played as well. Clark with 3, Montgomery with 2, Decree with 2. And with that, Daylor Youngblood will make his first appearance of the night. Brandon Simmons are going to get a breather before the under-12 media timeout. Heading will lob out to Gabe Taylor. In the left corner, Todd. Todd leaves for Taylor. 1 dribble. Shot is blocked by Isaiah Clark, and Clark comes down with it, hand off to Youngblood. Taylor pushing it up the floor, and he trips and falls to the ground, and he's not called for a travel.
Maybe he just
maintains the possession. Yeah.
Probably instead of incidental contact, let him try to get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
Instead of calling the contact that certainly was there, or we wouldn't have fell.
Price handing off to Trevor. Trevor kicks to Daylor Youngblood to Wade Miller, left wing. Wade giving to Trevor with 3 to shoot and 2. Got to have a shot. Trevor for 3 on the right wing. No. Rims out. Dub Price chases down the long rebound, left corner. Dixie State will reset with 12:08 to play in the second.
Yeah, that's the thing with a 3-point shot. You never know where that ball is going to carry him. Deep rebound, and Dub never vacated to go back and play defense and tracked it down in the corner.
Wade Miller looking inside to Trevor. His shot is blocked by Khalidou Dioff, and a Dixie State foul is going to be called against Trevor Hill, his second. That'll bring us to the under-12 media timeout. 11:56 to play. Dixie State leading 44-33. 60-second timeout. Right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Section 104, row T, seat 17. You are our Pizza Pie Cafe winner of the lucky seat of the game. Remember to come into Pizza Pie Cafe to try any one of their 22 signature pizzas. You don't feel like pizza, they also have pasta and an excellent salad bar. Come in before or after the game to bring your friends. Big thanks to Pizza Pie Cafe for their continued support of Dixie State Athletics. Please pay attention to the board. They have the kiss cam going. If you're on the kiss cam, you know what to do. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, there we go. There we go. You betcha.
And welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State an 11-point lead, 44-33, 11:56 to play in the second. California Baptist the possession out of the timeout. On the floor for Dixie State, Youngblood, Wade Miller, Trevor Hill, Dub Price, Isaiah Clark. Same 5, no changes during the timeout. Lancers with possession. Gabe Taylor trapped, able to pass out of it to Heading. Lancers will set up the offense. Qual holding straight away. Give me to Todd. Bouncing into Dioff. Backing in on Dub Price. Kicks it back out, Heading. Now to Qual. 7 to shoot. Qual loses. Ball is loose. And Wade Miller tips it out. And they're going to call a jump ball. And possession will stay with California Baptist with just 3 seconds on the shot clock. 11:29 to play.
Well, Qual, once he lost it, really strong with it. A really quick tie-up because Wade Miller just had one hand on the top of the ball as Qual was trying to raise it up to bring back to the body. But I kind of like that call. I think the officials have done a really good job tonight.
And a whistle and a timeout. Coach Croy going to call the timeout. First, coaches called timeout of the second half, so they'll stretch it to a full. They've only got 3 seconds. They want to make the possession count. We just had a timeout, so let's just take a 30-second timeout. We come back right here after this timeout of the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State leading at 44-33, 11:29 to go. Update from the national championship game. Cover your ears if you're DVRing the game and you want to watch later. Georgia 20, Alabama 7, 6:32 to go in the third.
Good game. Good game.
Yeah. Trailblazers lead by 11 here, 44-33. And what an atmosphere tonight inside the Burns Arena. Got to be 4,000 plus in attendance tonight on this blackout the Burns night. Here we go. 3 seconds on the shot clock for the Lancers. They will inbound from the right side on the sideline. Taylor holding to heading, right corner, dribble, gets in the lane. It's stolen. No, stripped out of his hands by Trevor Hill. It goes out of bounds, and it's going to be a shot clock violation.
Yeah, I don't think the ball ever crossed the baseline before, and Trevor just ball hawking. And I don't even know if he touched it last. That one official signaled Cal bat ball. The other one came in with shot clock violation, so it really doesn't matter. Trailblazers take over.
The arrow's still pointing Cal Baptist's way on the alternate possession. I thought they kept it. I don't think they switched the arrow after that jump ball. Youngblood. To Hill, 15 to shoot for Dixie State. Now to Dub Price. Price loses, gives the Youngblood. Youngblood floater in the lane, no. Bo Qual the rebound for the Lancers.
Good, strong rebound by Qual. He just snatched that off the rim.
10:55 to play. Now they've got the alternate possession arrow facing the way it should be toward Dixie State. Todd will hold. Bouncing inside Dioff. Double team comes, floats with the left, no. Taylor Youngblood, the rebound. Here come the Trailblazers, 10:39 to go in the second, 44-33, Dixie State on top. Dub Price inside, high off the glass, no, but a foul and free throws for Dub Price.
Dub's been aggressive. He's looked to put it on the bounce and attack, trying to get Davis and Dioff into more of a foul situation. Dioff, of course, has been playing with 3. That one, though, doesn't go on Dioff. They got that one on Taylor.
Gabe Taylor, his third, 4th team foul against the Lancers. Dub Price free throw is too strong. Boy, the Trailblazers leading by double digits right now. But Dixie State is 5 of 11 from the free throw line tonight. Zach Hunter set the check in if Dub Price can make this free throw. On the way, he missed them both. CBU the rebound. 5 of 12 from the stripe tonight for Dixie State. 10:28 to go in the second, 44-33, Dixie State lead. Heading to the right wing, skip past to Jason Todd, catch and shoot, 3 left wing, he hits. 5 points for Todd. It's an 8-point Dixie State lead, 44-36, 10:14 to go. Price gives to Youngblood, bounces to Isaiah Clark, far side, and a whistle and a foul going to go against Bo Qual, his first. 15 foul against California Baptist.
Good little stretch there for Dub Price, though, giving you a lot of energy, some good defense. And Zach Hunter coming back into this game. Zach's got 8 points tonight. Sims has got 10 to pace all the Dixie State scorers.
And then Simister with 10 minutes to go, exactly halfway through the second half. Simister holding, 10 seconds to shoot, knocked out of his hands by Qual, regains, drives inside, passes to the near side, and Isaiah Clark will knock down a deep 2.
Yeah, Slim showing he's got a little range, little 15-footer, didn't hesitate. He'll take that.
Dixie State lead is 10, 46-36, 9:38 to play in the second.
Clark 3 for 4 from the field tonight, Garrett. He's having a nice night.
Dioff whips a pass into the corner to Todd. Ball is loose, tipped out of bounds by Dixie State. Trailblazers will try to play defense 16 more seconds as the Lancers have possession. Dixie State student section ready to explode. They've got the curtain of distraction ready, but Cal Baptist has not yet attempted a free throw. Into the left corner, Todd for 3, and he hits. Jason Todd warming up. He is the highest percentage three-point shooter on this Cal Baptist team, and he's got 8 now.
Yeah, they're 4 of 7 in the second half from downtown after they were only 3 of 14 in half number 1.
And Youngblood inside to Clark. Clark floating with the left. Yes. Isaiah Clark back-to-back buckets for Dixie State. 48-39. Trailblazer lead. 9:05 to go in the second.
Yeah, and he's got 8 points, 3 rebounds, a block, and a steal. He's having himself a solid outing tonight.
Heading to Bull Quall, left wing. Top of the key, Dioff quickly to Heading. Got to keep an eye on Todd in the corner. Heading will jump a 3, and it whirls around and in.
Deep 3-2. Catch and shoot, left-handed stroke. Big bucket there for the Lancers.
Got to weather this three-point barrage. Simister in the lane. Gets it to go, and one. Brandon Simister. That'll bring the crowd to their feet.
Wow, Sims right there. You know, he's such a great shooter, but he's been working, I keep bringing it up, but he worked so hard in the offseason on his upper body strength and really fighting through screens and taking contact just like that, and then gets the friendly bounce and one opportunity for Brandon Simister.
Foul will go against Dioff, more importantly, his 4th.
Yeah, that's the big thing right there. Because you don't want the big fella playing tentative down the stretch. We still got 8:37 to go.
Simister missed the free throw. It rimmed out. 8-point lead for Dixie State. 50-42, 8:33 to go. We approach the under 8 media timeout. Coach Judkins likes to preach the 4-minute stanzas. We've got about 2 of them left in this game. Jordan Heading high off the window. The floater with the left hand is good. He's got 7. 8:18 to go inside Montgomery. Whipping it around, and a foul. And Dejon Davis will pick up a foul, his 4th. And California Baptist has got to be careful. They've got about 7 assistants, maybe not quite that many. A lot of assistants over on the bench, and they're all up off the bench onto the court. Dixie State coach is saying, hey, give them a warning.
Coach Croy is saying, hey, you want me in my box? Make sure Dixie State's in their box. I don't see anybody out of Dixie State's box.
Everyone's standing up. Sitting down on the bench.
I just don't think he liked that foul call as Trevor Hill goes to the line and knocks down the first from the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line. Don't forget your unlimited car wash club, just $25 a month with VIP upgrades every Tuesday. No additional charge.
Trevor will make both free throws. He's got 7. That was a 17 foul against California Baptist. So free throws for Dixie State the rest of the way. 52-44. Trailblazer lead, 8:04 to go in regulation. Heading. Left wing. Crossing over, gets past Simister, and he's fouled. That should be on the ground. It'll be a hand check foul against Brandon Simister, his first foul. 4th team foul. 7:57 to go. Dixie State by 8. Can they hold on? 52-44. 60-second timeout. Right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
We've got a good one inside the Burns Arena, 52-44. Trailblazers lead by 8, 7:57 to go in the second half. California Baptist, the possession. This is what college basketball is all about. Packed house, great atmosphere. Heading to trigger, baseline left side, an offensive foul. Going to be called against California Baptist. Who's it against? It's Bull Quall, his second, 18th foul against California Baptist.
And right now, Austin Montgomery wants to grab that Porter Sub Super Sub of the Game award, but he's come off the bench and played great. That time, taking that charge chest high, throwing the body out there on the line, taking the contact, making a play for his teammates.
7:50 to go here in the second. It'll be Nielsen holding left wing to Semister straight away. Bouncing back to Kyler. Kyler to Brandon. Brandon with the dribble on the left wing, 8 to shoot to Trevor. Trevor holding, whips to Zach Hunter, 15-footer left side, yes!
I like the decision. Trevor was like, I could try to go through traffic here, but hey, Zach's got a 16-footer baseline open, and I love the fact he didn't hesitate. As soon as he caught it, just let it fly.
54-44, Dixie State by double digits again. 7:15 to go in the second. Heading will step into a 3 right wing. No, shot was not blocked, but certainly disrupted by Trevor Hill. Here come the Trailblazers. Simister up the near side, whips it to Nielsen. Nielsen bouncing into Zach Hunter and is stripped away. Bounced that one into a triple team.
Only the 7th turnover, though, of the night for the Trailblazers.
Heading, leaving it inside. They trade turnovers. Dixie State is steal. As Heading was looking for Davis inside, and it was stripped and taken away. 6:40 to go in the second.
That's 14 now for Cal Baptist after that give up.
54-44. Dixie State lead. Trevor, free throw line, whips it back to Kyler. Team Diotto 3, left wing, no, short. Jason Todd chases down the rebound.
Yeah, it kind of came off flat, didn't it? Not a lot of arc on that shot.
Kyler just with 1 point tonight. And that was at the free throw line. 6:15 to go in the second. CBU trying to slow this thing down a little bit. Heading inside, off the window, no, tipped around. Montgomery, the rebound, says that's my ball.
Fourth board of the game, and that one was a good one in traffic, contested by a couple different Lancers.
Under 6 to go here inside the Burns Arena. The cold night, rainy night outside, but things are heating up inside the Burns. Montgomery backing in on Davis. Over the back pass to Nielsen. He floats with the right hand. No, heading the rebound. Wow, what a look from Montgomery. Nielsen couldn't get it to go down.
Yeah, needed to just be a little softer with the touch because they're only about 4 feet out.
5:34 to go in the second. 54-44, Dixie State lead. Dioff, mismatch on Simister, and they're going to wave everything away. Stop the play. Simister hand check foul on Dioff. They'll probably take that over what could have happened. 6 foot Brandon Simister trying to body up to 6'9", 235-pound Caladu Dioff. Simister does have 2 fouls now, though.
I don't know about you, Carrick, but I'm enjoying Erwin Molina's, the way he signals the fouls. It's very deliberate.
Yes.
You know exactly what's going on. He's very good at controlling and portraying exactly what he wants. Love it.
It's been fun. Bull Quall, left wing, swinging it back to Todd. Another 3 for Todd. No, it rims out. Quall the rebound over Simister. The Lancers will reset. Todd will try again, this time from the right wing, too strong. Ball tipped out. Kyler Nielsen goes up high and gets the rebound. 5 minutes to go in regulation. Dixie State 54-44 lead. Simister to Trevor Hill. Splits 2 defenders. Leaves for Montgomery. Floater, no. Tip put back by Zach, no. But this tip on the third try by Montgomery is good. He's got 10. Dixie State by 12, 56-44. Jason Todd drives the end line. Finds Dioff. Dioff backing in. Fadeaway jumper in the paint. Rims out. Montgomery the rebound, and he's fouled. Free throws coming for Austin Montgomery. Gabe Taylor picking up the foul. His 4th.
Rebounding continues to be advantage Trailblazers. 37-30 edge in that department, so +7. That's huge, Carrick. And now free throws become very, very critical here because you got a couple, one more to give before you're in the double bonus. So last chance to get a second if you can make the first here for the big fella.
Montgomery, 10 points, 6 rebounds. He missed it. Ball tipped around. California Baptist the rebound.
7 for 16 as a team from the charity stripe tonight for Dixie State.
12-point lead, 4:25 to go. The way California Baptist can shoot it, though, no lead is safe down the stretch. Dioff spins away from Montgomery, and he's fouled. That will be the third foul against Austin Montgomery. And Kalidou Diop to the line with 4:17 to go in the second. And for the first time in this half, we're going to get to see the curtain of distraction in the student section. Oh, they called the foul against Zach Hunter.
Yeah, he was coming down late to double, and he reached because Diop had already spun before he could kind of seal him, and they caught him on the reach-in.
Diop will make the free throw. He's got 7.
Get some fresh bigs in. Q and Slim, Isaiah Clark coming in for Montgomery and Hunter now. Diop earning the foul there on our replay. A little bit of contact there by Zach Hunter.
4:17 to go. Indeed, the Dixie State Bigs getting a breather before the stretch run.
Diop has an NBA body, Carrick. I mean,
oh, yeah.
6'9", he shows you can pass, good footwork. You know, even if he doesn't get in the league, I think he's got a pro career at some level somewhere.
He misses the free throw. California Baptist the rebound. Boy, Dixie State has got to get some rebounds on that end of the floor. Taylor puts the ball on the floor and a foul, no shots. The foul going to go against Quincy Matthews. That'll be the first foul against Quincy, and it'll be a 1-and-1 situation for the Lancers with 4:06 to play. Dixie State leading 56-45. Gabe Taylor to the line for free throws, a 78% free throw shooter. Taylor, front end of a 1-and-1 on the way. He rattles it home. 13 points for Gabe Taylor.
Juddy barking out to his guys what he wants here. Obviously, rebounds first priority.
Second free throw, good. 9-point lead for Dixie State, 14 for Gabe Taylor.
Transition defense for both teams has been excellent tonight. In fact, Cal Baptist has 0 fast break points.
Hill bouncing inside to Matthews. Passing the inline, Wade Miller for 3, right corner, no. Rebound, Bull Quall. And there was an awful lot of time left on the shot clock when that 3 was hoisted.
That's the second time Wade Miller's done that here in the second half.
Diop fouled inside. Shot won't go, but 2 free throws coming. On the other side of this media timeout, foul will go against Quincy Matthews, his second. 3:46 remaining. Can Dixie State hold on over the final 4-minute stands? And we find out after this 60-second timeout, a 56-43 lead for the Trailblazers back in 60. The Trailblazer Basketball Network.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
.346 to go. Dixie State leading at 56-47, and Coach Judkins likes to preach those 4-minute stanzas between media timeouts, and they've had trouble. Dixie State has closing games out in the final 4 minutes. Can they hold on here tonight? Kalidou Diop at the line for a 1-and-1. Diop makes the first. 8 points for Diop.
Obviously, the game's still in doubt. I mean, long way to go here. 3:46 in college basketball can seem like forever sometimes. No lead is safe, but you love the position Dixie State's put themselves in to try to close this out at home and split the regular season series 1-1 if they can get the W.
Diop makes both free throws, 56-49. Dixie State lead is 7. 3:40 to go in regulation. Simister across the timeline. It's stolen by Quall, and Quall is going to have an open look unless Dub Price can chase him down and make a block. They're going to call a foul against Dub Price. free throws coming for Bull Qual. He thought he had an easy dunk or a lay-in, and Dub Price chased him down.
Little careless with the crossover. It looked like he lost the handles. He was trying to cross back to the left. Dub strips it down low.
Ooh.
You know, sometimes the hand is part of the ball, whether you get a little hand or not. A lot of times you'll let that go, but that's great hustle by Dub. Whether it's a foul or not, you love the hustle from Dub Price. So you at least make him earn it from the stripe. First one drops through.
Montgomery's going to check in. Isaiah Clark will check out.
Dub 2 for 2 tonight. 4 rebounds, 4 points. And a lot of hustle plays like that.
Ball back at the line. He makes both. 67% free throw shooter, and he makes both. The next thing you know, it's a 5-point lead for Dixie State. Led by as many as 12 here in the second half. 56-51. Dixie State leading, 3:26 to play.
Well, they
Simister.
put Qual on Simister. He's got a lot of length on Simister. Sim's got to really be good with the ball.
No bounce to Dub Price, right elbow, back to Brandon Simister. Simister drives the inline, dribbles all the way back through to the left wing. And they'll switch on him, so he's got Gabe Taylor guarding him now. And Trevor gets inside, floats, short. Jason Todd the rebound. Now Baptist can trim the lead to a 1-possession game here. Heading, floats in the lane. No, he traveled. Dixie State going to get it back. 2:55 to go and a 5-point lead.
Well, I love the fact Trevor wanted the ball on offense that last possession. Went and got it for Sims. Had a good look. And at the other end, Heading trying to spin back to the middle there. Gets caught with the travel call. And it's timeout now. This has been fun tonight here from the Burns Arena.
Trevor Hill, the last one back to the huddle. He was having a discussion with the referee as to why that was not a foul. Dixie State, I like this timeout, leading at 56-51, 2:55 to go here in the Burns Arena. Let's take a 30-second timeout, come right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
There is a place where young and old make connections. Where kids feel like grown-ups. And grown-ups feel like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast. Where wonder is universal. And laughter second nature. There is a place where friends find a future. Families find each other. And feelings find their home. There is a place.
2:55 to go in regulation. Dixie State leading California Baptist 56-51. Great crowd on hand, and they've got to be behind their home team. The Trailblazers a 5-point lead, but they've had some issues with the full court pressure of California Baptist, and like we noted, Bull Qual at 6'7" has been guarding Brandon Simister and giving Simister a little bit of trouble. Inbound pass goes to Simister. Simister across the timeline. We'll hand off to Trevor. Trevor loses, regains. Over on the left wing, 2:44 on the game clock. Swinging to Dub, right elbow jumper on the way. No, it won't go. Tip put back, Kyler Nielsen, no, heading the rebound for California Baptist. 2:35 to go, and Dixie State leading by 5. Trailblazers' last field goal came with a 4:45 mark. Over 2 minutes without a field goal for Dixie State now. Chance of defense raining down. The Todd inside Dioff. Kicks it back out, heading for 3, right wing, no. Brandon Simister the rebound. Here comes Dixie State. Great play by Brandon Simister to keep California Baptist from having an extra possession.
Yeah, raced ahead, but certainly not in a big hurry. You want to get a good look. You don't have to drain the whole clock, but you want to work for a good high percentage shot. A bucket here would be monumental.
A whistle and a foul away from the ball. I think they're going to get Jordan Heading trying to fight through the lane to stay with Kyler Nielsen. It's his second, 10th team foul, and now 2 free throws. I believe it's going to be, I thought it was Kyler Nielsen that was fast. It's going to be Trevor Hill. Trevor to the line for 2 free throws, 1:55 to go. Cannot overstate the importance of these.
Trev, about a 66% free throw shooter this season.
They left the first short.
As a team, Dixie State this year, only 68%. Juddy'd like that probably up around 76, 77. If not higher, he'd probably like it 95.
In a 5-point game, you've left 10 points at the line already. Hill, second. Goes.
big.
8 points for Trevor. 57-51, Dixie State lead. 1:50 to go. Heading. Guarded by Simister to Gabe Taylor. 15 to shoot for the Lancers. Jason Todd back to Heading. Steps into a 3 left wing. No. Bull Quall offensive rebound. Throws it out to Todd. Lancers will reset to Quall. Right corner 3. Yes. Bull Quall. 11 points. 3-point Dixie State lead. 57-54. 1:24 to go.
Yeah, that's why no lead safe with the 3-point shooting to Cal Baptist. I'm surprised they're not going through Diop there, but got the 3 they were looking for. Huge bucket.
Trevor, right wing, accelerates inside, and he will lay it up and in. When you need a bucket, give it to your captain, and he will come through. 10 points for Trevor. 5-point lead, 59-54, 1:03 to go.
Fourth Trailblazer into double figures.
Heading into the lane, the runner, no. Austin Montgomery rebound. And they're going to call a jump ball. It's going to be a jump ball going Dixie State's way. But Austin Montgomery just absorbed a load of contact on that tie-up. He gets the rebound.
Really strong with the ball. Get off me. If you're a lip reader, get off me, says Austin Montgomery. You know, and hey, that's a quick tie-up, but you love the way he was strong with that ball.
Simister crossing over, gets past Quall. Great move by Brandon Simister, and it's met with applause by the Dixie State faithful.
They're going to let it play out, it looks like.
43 seconds to go. Dixie State by 5. Trevor fakes the handoff to Kyler. Crosses over to the right. Gets in the lane. Spins back to the left. Throws it up. No. Zach Hunter chases down the offensive rebound. Ball is tipped. Diop has it. Loses. Pass ahead to Heading. 30 seconds remaining in regulation. Jason Todd for 3. Right wing. Yes. 2-point game. Timeout California Baptist. 26.5 seconds to play.
Wow. Frantic at both ends. And Todd gets that open look at a 3 because of that deep kick out. Diop started that transition fast break. And Cal Baptist is raining threes already. Another one. They're now 7 of 15 in the second half from downtown. That's what's keeping them in the game. They're shooting the exact same 34.5% from the field as they are from the 3-point line tonight. And Dixie State only 21% from downtown, 3 out of 14. Only 8 out of 18 from the free throw line, yet Carrick, they're still in a good position, up by 2, but some missed opportunities at the foul line, or this lead could be a little bit more here, and then the 3-point barrage is coming late here from CBU.
26.5 seconds to play, shot clock is off, so important things here. Get the ball in. Remember, you've got 2 timeouts remaining still. We've seen this a couple of times. This is the exact same way the Azusa Pacific game played out last season with almost a double-digit lead. The other team starts cutting the lead down. You've got a lead and a couple of timeouts. You can't get nervous and try to force a passing. If you feel like you can't get it in, if you feel like it's getting close to 5, call the timeout. Do not get a bad pass, and do not turn this ball over. Get the ball in and then make the free throw.
And because it's now back down to a 2-point possession, it's not like Coach Judkins just insured all his best free throw shooters. He's got to stick with his guys that can make a play and handle the basketball. You know, that is the top priority. Getting into the front court. Shot
Trevor Hill
clock is
to
off.
inbound. They'll bounce to Simister, so they got it in. Brandon trapped, and he's going to call a timeout.
Smart.
22.2 seconds remaining. Burned 4 seconds off the clock. Trap came. Dixie State has 1 timeout remaining. We just kept it right here, but we're going to continue to keep it here. I believe it's a 30-second timeout with 22.2 seconds remaining. And Dixie State will have to inbound from the same spot under the basket.
Yeah, big shout out to some of our great sponsors. Red Rock Real Estate, Hometown Realtors, redrockrealestate.com. St. George Topper, one of our great local partners on the boulevard. If you're looking for a Lear camper shell or inner accessories, go see Andy Romney and the guys at St. George Topper. It's been a fun one.
22.2 seconds remaining, and why not? Why, you know, it's going to come down to the wire. It's Dixie State basketball, it does.
You know, we said in the pregame show, hey, maybe whoever has the ball last has a chance to win this game, and certainly looks like that could be the case. You just can't turn the ball over if you're Dixie State in this situation.
Inbound pass to Simister. He's the one they want shooting free throws. Pass ahead to Trevor, and Trevor's fouled immediately. 17.3 seconds remaining. Coach Judkins a little bit frustrated with where the ball went there.
Well, I think he wanted Sims to be patient and maybe see if he could get the foul, so he was shooting free throws. But Sims, rather than turn the ball over, saw Trevor ahead and went ahead and delivered the pass there. That's a tough decision to make.
California Baptist out of timeouts. Trevor will have 2 free throws, can make it a 4-point game. First one, good. Trevor Hill makes the first, and he's got 11.
And that'll make it a little easier on Juddy. And now does Dixie State decide to foul if he makes this second one?
I think there's too much time left still. 17.3 seconds
well,
remaining.
Maybe that'd go down to 5-6 seconds to give that foul.
Trevor missed the second D-off rebound. Can't foul it. Well,
one possession game.
It's a one possession game, so maybe you do foul.
Can't foul on a 3-point shot, though, obviously.
Heading to the right wing, whipping it to Todd. Touch pass Taylor, pump fake, shot, good. Game tied with 3.5 seconds to go. Simister across the timeline, half court at the buzzer. No, we're going to overtime.
Wow. Huge clutch shot right there for the Lancers. Sims went quick, wanted to get a shot off. Little runner just inside the half-court heave. Just leaned in too much off the window, didn't draw iron. And disappointing that the Blazers couldn't close it out in overtime. They're going to have to work to earn this one. Not surprised, though, that we've got extra time between these two teams.
Game tied at 60. Let's take a 60-second timeout and come back with the overtime period on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. And I appreciated it very much, the attention that was given. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Five minutes on the overtime clock. Extra basketball inside the Burns Arena. Game tied at 60. And once again, Dixie State has seen a lead evaporate. And we are going to overtime. Got to put that behind you now. It's a fresh game, new game, 60-60. And we will play 5 extra minutes of basketball. It'll be Dioff to jump it for the Lancers and Montgomery to jump it for the Trailblazers.
Coach Croy didn't talk to his team that entire time out. He was lobbying for something with the officials the whole time out, Garrett.
Well, something was thrown on the floor after the Cal Baptist made 3, and Coach Croy was trying to argue it should have been a technical foul, at least what I could hear. Referees did not agree. They did make an announcement, though, as Simister drives the inline. It's bumped hard. No foul called. Pass to Nielsen. Into Montgomery. Montgomery working on Dioff. Kicking to Trevor. Trevor for 3, left wing. Bang!
Huge. Montgomery, patient. Double team came. Then the kick out. Trevor, no hesitation. Team D, auto sales 3.
63-60. Dixie State on top. 4:20 to play in overtime. Todd inside Dioff. He's playing with 4 fouls. Dioff kicks it out. Todd for 3 to tie, and he hits. 14 points for Jason Dodd. We're tied at 63. California Baptist on the game, 12 of 31 from the outside, and that is what's kept them in this game. Under 4 to go in overtime. Dixie State trying to earn the series season split with California Baptist, and Simister can't get the reverse layup to go. It looked like it was in, and it would not stay down. 3:45 to go in overtime. The Lancers can take the lead on this possession. Heading inside Dioff. Dioff backing in on Montgomery. Fade away in the lane. No. Zach Hunter the rebound. Probably could have got a push on Gabe Taylor in the lane, but no whistle. Simister to Zach Hunter, looking backdoor Trevor, nothing there. Hunter will hold. Now to Trevor Hill, to Brandon Simister straight away, 3:15 to go. Bouncing into Hunter, pump fake, gets into Taylor, floater, and it rims out.
Good look, though, good patience. Drops back to the right hand from the right side, just a little too hard off the backboard and popped back out.
2:59 to go in overtime. Dixie State and California Baptist tied at 63. Taylor getting inside, and he will miss it. Point blank, and he missed it. There's a lid on both ends. Dixie State the rebound.
You don't get that many chances in overtime. Got to take advantage. Neither team could.
Simister free throw line jumper, no. Gave Taylor the rebound.
Still a high percentage shot. Just did not fall. Just a little too strong. Deep carom, and CBU right there to grab the board.
2:30 to go in overtime. Dixie State needs another stop.
And reason why CBU came back to tie this, they have inched closer in the rebounding department. Now Dixie State just +1.
Heading. Free throw line jumper on the way and good. Cal Baptist 65-63 lead. 2:15 to go. How will Dixie State respond to trailing? Nielsen. Simister to Trevor Hill, left, right wing. Back to Brandon Simister for three. Shot is blocked. California Baptist with it.
Well, that's the decision by Coach Croy to go with Qual on Simister. 6'7" against 6 foot. And that played out right there with that block. I think that was a good block up high. A lot of ball.
1:48 to go in overtime. 65-63 lead. Heading jumps a three. Left wing. Rims out. Montgomery the rebound.
Ooh, big miss there. That opens a door back up for the Blazers. Could have pushed it up to 5.
Dixie State going to spend a timeout. 1:35 remaining. They will have one more timeout. So each team now with one timeout remaining. 1:35 to go. It's a 65-63 California Baptist lead. 30-second timeout, so we will keep it right here. If you're just joining us, the Trailblazers led by as many as 11 in the second half. It was a 56 by as many as 12, a 56-44 lead for the Trailblazers with 4:45 to go. We talked about it then. Dixie State has had trouble closing out games, and here we are in the extra session once again with the Trailblazers trailing by 2 and 1:35 to go.
Yeah, and you hate to beat on that old drum because Coach Judkins has stressed with us and told us, hey, we've been really working on 1-minute drills, 2-minute drills, 3-minute drills to close out games, and they finally did in this homestand in that nice win over Biola. Found a way to come back, finish the comeback off with a 2-point victory, but tonight definitely let that lead, as you just alluded to, evaporate. Now they're going to have to come from behind, but only down 2 with possession, so anybody's ball game.
Inbound pass to Simister. 1:30 to play in overtime. 65-63. California Baptist lead. Hunter to the left side. Simister bouncing into Trevor, and Trevor's fouled. The 2 free throws coming for Trevor Hill, and the foul goes against Bull Qual, his 3rd. Trevor split a pair of free throws right at the end of regulation that could have made it a 4-point game. No, it's going to be Simister that was fouled. So Brandon Simister at the line for I thought it was Trevor that was held. My apologies.
Well, that's obviously good news for Dixie State. Much better free throw shooter. Brandon Simister this season, 93% from the free throw line.
Simister knocks down the free throw. He's got 13. Brandon now 1 of 2 from the stripe today.
Yeah, Qual hooked him with the knee out top. That's why Sims went to the line.
Montgomery set to check into this game. Simister makes both free throws. He's got 14. Montgomery will check in for Isaiah Clark. Game tied at 65. 1:25 to go in overtime. Gabe Taylor will inbound to Jason Todd.
Huge opportunity to get a stop on this end. Got to defend the 3-point line.
Heading, 3-point land straight away. Kills the dribble with 15 to shoot. Tip and a steal by Trevor. Here we go in transition, and he throws it down with one hand. And Coach Judkins said, yeah, it was nice, but get back and play defense.
The
Dixie State
anticipation.
by 2.
Timed it perfectly, jumped the pass, And not too much showtime. Had to make sure he got the one-hand slam down, and it was.
Under a minute to play, heading for three. It rims out. Ball tipped off of Cal Baptist. Dixie State basketball with 45.8 seconds to play.
And Trevor Hill from the sky cam on the backboard, flushing it. This crowd is on their feet. And now Dixie State with that 2-point lead. Very critical possession coming. You got to be air free with the basketball. I don't think Cal Baptist will foul. Too much time on the clock. Got to get a high percentage shot. Take this under 10 seconds on the shot clock, Carrick.
35 in the game, 20 on the shot. Pass to Trevor, left wing. Trevor to Simister, still guarded by Bull Quall. Simister holds, and a timeout taken by Dixie State with 12 seconds on the shot clock. It'll be the final timeout for Dixie State, and I believe it's going to be, no, it's a 30-second timeout. I thought Dixie State had a full still, but their final was a 30-second timeout. We keep it right here. Have to. 26.9 seconds left. Dixie State by 2, 67-65. Trevor Hill, the steal, and the dunk in transition.
Yeah, that could be the less Olsen play of the night if this lead holds up, but I like the decision to take the timeout. You work the clock down to 12 seconds. Now you can go early, really get, Brandon Simister, Trevor Hill creating. Obviously, if the double team comes, you got to be ready to catch and shoot. Who wants to make a big-time bucket on the offense with the game on the line? Certainly a long way to go. You'd love to have one more timeout, Carrick, in your back pocket, but I certainly understand why they use one right there. This is the critical stretch here on offense.
Have to get the ball in, and you would like to get a basket or at least get to the free throw line here. Trevor to Kyler Nielsen, right corner, with 10 to shoot. Gets a screen from Montgomery. Kyler swinging to Zach. Zach to Trevor, 5 to shoot. Gets in the lane, floats with the right. No, Austin Montgomery can't get the rebound. Dioff's got it with 14 seconds remaining. Cal Baptist can win with a 3 on this possession. Heading to the left wing, gets inside, floats, shot blocked by Montgomery. Ball is loose. Zach Hunter's got it, and Dixie State will have a chance to make it a 4-point game with free throws.
Austin Montgomery with the defensive play of the night. Maybe just top what Trevor Hill did with the steal and the dunk. I mean, look at the block. Just gave his ground, stayed with the play, and then it bounces right to Zach Hunter. Only 2.4 seconds on the clock, and Austin Montgomery was feeding off the crowd right there. He's had his best game of the season tonight, Garrick, in a much-needed juncture to cap off this 4-game homestand.
And Zach Hunter's going to have a couple of free throws. And now the officials getting together, not sure of what about. 2.4 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Are they going to put time on the clock, perhaps?
2.7.
2.7 on the clock is what they're asking for. If Zach Hunter can make both free throws, it's a moot point. And Hunter to the stripe. And it would seem appropriate where Dixie State has struggled at the line for Zach Hunter to be able to steal the game at the line. First one from Hunter. Yes.
It looked like he took a little extra time, more than so than he would early in the game. Coach Croy wants the timeout. He's all the way out to half court.
He's across half court. He's almost at the three-point line.
Well, that's good news. That means this crowd is making some noise because he could not get the officials' attention with the vocal cords. He had to run out there and bump them and let them know he wanted it.
2.7 seconds remaining. Dixie State leading by 3, 68-65. It's a full timeout, Devin, but we don't want to miss any of the action. We'll just give some shout-outs here. Timeouts brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union. One Law, your scoreboard sponsor. And Clock and Time brought to you by St. George Topper.
Now, I might be inclined to intentionally miss this really flat, try to get a deep carom.
And get a tip and get that clock
maybe
running.
Maybe get an offensive rebound, make it hard.
Of course, if you can make it, it's a 4-point game. The game's over with 2.7 to go.
Yeah.
It's going to take them at least, if they don't have any timeouts, it's going to take them at least a second, almost 2 full seconds to get the ball at the floor.
Yeah, you're right.
But
I've seen both ways. I was watching a game the other night in the association, and it was 3-point lead just like this. He quick shot it, went right back to him, got the rebound, game over.
The way these guys shoot the 3, I'd rather have the 4-point lead than have the clock running.
I think you're right. They have hit threes from all over tonight.
Zach Hunter for a 4-point lead and to ice the game away. It will rim out. D off the rebound, and he's fouled immediately. Great heads-up play by Austin Montgomery with 1.6 seconds to go. Montgomery, his third foul. D off a good, decent free throw shooter.
See, you missed it anyway. You know, if you miss it intentionally deep, just a thought. I mean, obviously, Juddy had already decided if he missed, they were going to foul him. And now the defensive rebound is the key.
You have to be ready because
tip-in is make one, and then
you're
you
going to go make one, miss the second. With only 1.6 seconds remaining, you can't really gamble with.
Everything moves to the offensive end for CBU, but obviously the number games say that was the right thing to do in that situation.
Dioff to the line for a free throw. If you miss this one, you have to try to make the second one. He missed it. Curtain of distraction by the Stampede doing its job. Davis.
Davis going to come in for
the offensive rebound. Coach Judkins and Coach Winters trying to get the Dixie State players where they want them. 1.6 remaining in overtime, 3-point Dixie State lead. It's going to be an intentional miss, and you got to try to get a three. Dioff off the window, ball tipped around. Montgomery's got it. Ball game. Trailblazers win it. Montgomery tosses the ball into the air. Dixie State 68, California Baptist 65. It was Trevor Hill's steal and dunk late in overtime to help seal it.
And that's great coaching by Coach Judkins. Tip your hat to the staff. Working hard, nice job in that closing stretch. But it wouldn't have happened without the Trevor Hill steal and dunk, and then the Montgomery block. It started with defense all night long, and in overtime, kind of ironic that it ended with a couple big defensive plays for the Trailblazers.
We can sit back and quite frankly, I can breathe because over the last two seasons, I had a lot of flashbacks of a lot of games going through my mind, and Dixie State proving me wrong tonight, proving that they have, even though the lead dwindled and we went to overtime, they regrouped in the huddle, and they came out, did what they had to do to get the win in overtime.
Yeah, and they held Cal Bap, even at the extra 5 minutes, to 20 points below what they average on the season. I mean, this is a team that averages 85.
And that went into overtime, too, to get to 65.
And Dixie State, obviously, really, for the last game and a half, has played unbelievable defense. That second half against Dominican, they held them to 20 points last time out, and then tonight, obviously, defense was absolutely crucial down the stretch when they needed it to be. I mean, that's a good basketball team that came in here and gave you everything, and Dixie State holds them off, get their sixth conference win of the season. And this win puts them squarely back in the Pac-West Conference race. You know, seeding for the tournament, all those things, you know. It was looking a little bit bleak when you lost at home to start this 4-game homestand to Point Loma, but now 3 consecutive wins as they head out on the road. This one's big. This one's huge.
Dixie State with the win improves to 6-2 in the Pac-West. That will vault them into lone possession of second place. California Baptist is 5-2 now in the Pac-West. They'll take over lone possession of third. Azusa Pacific, of course, 7-1 in the conference.
And their one loss was
their one loss,
Dixie
State.
On their home floor down at APU.
It was here. It was a home game, December 9th at home here in St. George. And actually, Dixie State does not make a return trip to Azusa this year, so that one win was huge over the Cougars. Let's take a 68-65 win. We will take that all day long. Let's take the 3-minute end of game timeout. When we come back, the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game report right here on the Trailblazer Basketball Network. Trailblazers win it. Back in 3 minutes.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
So I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
There is a place where rocks bleed, and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents, and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State winning it 68-65 over California Baptist. And a heart stopper inside the Burns. And Dixie State holds on to win it 68-65 in a game that probably a lot of Dixie State fans and players, coaches told you, hey, should have ended in regulation. But Dixie State gets it done in overtime with the 3-point victory, 68-65. Doesn't matter how long it takes to get the victory, as long as you get the win. And now they earn the season split with California Baptist.
Yeah, I don't know. It might feel a little bit sweeter that it didn't end in regulation, though. You had to work that much harder. You had to close it out in overtime. And I know Coach Judkin's going to talk about the importance of finding ways to win these close games. And they've been on the short end of these a couple times this year already. In fact, 5 times they've either been within a couple points or had the lead with 3 minutes or less to go. This time they almost squandered that lead, but they found a way to come back. And man, can't talk about the defense enough tonight, Carrick. I mean, the defense was terrific. And what 7 turnovers tonight? 9 turnovers.
9
tonight.
turnovers.
That is sensational. Against Cal Baptist with their length, with Qual and Diop and all these guys that have a lot of wingspan or getting deflections and in passing lanes. I mean, only have 9 turnovers and to force 14 of CBU. A huge testament how hard this team has been working. And maybe this is the game that helps them turn the corner, because I feel like this team has not really lived up to their potential. And I think tonight might be that one game that really propels them forward for the rest of the season as they get ready to go out on the road.
And it's just been somebody different each night. Trevor, you know what you're going to get night in and night out. Brandon, you know what you're going to get night in and night out. Dixie State absolutely needed somebody else tonight, and that somebody else was you had Zach Hunter. You know what you're going to get night in and out from him as well. 11 points, 9 rebounds for Zach. But Austin Montgomery tonight, 10 points, 1 rebound shy of the double-double, 10 points, 9 rebounds, 5 of 7 from the field. Montgomery with 1 block, and it was a huge one down the stretch to help seal the victory. But you cannot forget about the Trevor Hill steal leading to the dunk in the second half. And the whole entire first half, the second half, was all about defense tonight. And it led to offense on the other end. As we noted, California Baptist, the number 1 scoring offense in the Pac-West Conference, averaging 85.5 points a game coming into tonight's contest. And Dixie State holds the Lancers 20 points under their season average at 65 points. Plus, that's with an extra 5 minutes attached to that. It was 60-60 at the end of regulation.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And once again, how about Trevor Hill turning it on in the second half? He had 2 points at the break. 2 points, 1 of 9 from the field. He hits the huge 3 to get the overtime started. And then, obviously, that steal and dunk. So 5 points in overtime, 16 points on the night. Just a hair below, 2 points shy of his season average right there. But, again, when the game is on the line, Trevor wants opportunities. Not his best shooting performance tonight. He'd be the first to tell you that. But, man, just tremendous. Just tremendous senior season, trying to lead this team to maybe a Pac-West title and another tournament appearance. And, obviously I think this was a breakout performance for the Bigs tonight. I think Montgomery especially shined, but I'd like to see Isaiah Clark continue to play like he did tonight. I mean, very efficient. Had 8 points, 3 boards. He had a block. Decree's minutes were slashed a little bit, but other guys' minutes were slashed a little bit. Q didn't get as many minutes tonight. It's just the depth of this team and the rotation finally tightened up. I've been wondering when Coach Judkins was going to do that. I keep asking him about that. and tonight he did, because guys were getting in the flow and they were given effort, and it proved to be a victory for the Blazers.
Man, what a game here inside the Burns. It's the Johnson Pediatric Postgame Report. We've got a bunch of stuff still for. We got to name awards. We're going to look at some highlights here. We'll have Coach on here in the postgame report and get his thoughts on this wild finish and a very big victory for this team. Let's look at the second half highlights inside the postgame report before we wrap this up, and there are a lot of them. Trevor, like you mentioned, got things going in the second half, and it was really his jumper. He couldn't get anything inside, so he said, hey, you're not going to give it to me? I'll get the jumper going. Zach Hunter, a huge three in that stretch and balloon it to that double-digit lead.
And there's a huge steal by Trev. How do you stay in bounds? Tight ropes it, and then watch this. Oh, there's Sims. He's got eyes in the back of his head, and then Sims caps it off with the swish from downtown. I mean, everything is working perfectly in symmetrical brilliance for Dixie State.
A block for Clark on one end, and then a score on the other.
Isaiah Clark, the friendly bounce, and then love the shots here from the backboard camera. There's the and one. Sims did miss the free throw, which is rare. He's a 93% free throw shooter. Catch and pop for Hunter. Zach really continued to play well like he has this whole homestand, but Austin Montgomery the miss, but stays with it and gets the tip in. 10 points tonight for Austin Montgomery. Trevor, little finger roll. That was a big bucket when they needed it in that stretch run. And then here's the overtime session, starting it off with that triple from the left side. Letting the crowd know.
And then play the game, no question. Steal by Trevor and the one-hand flush on the other end to take a 2-point lead in overtime. We're so good, we got to look at it from two different angles. And then that gave Dixie State a 2-point lead. And then, we're going to take it 3 angles.
I love this shot. Coming in your living room with the throwdown with the right hand.
Knocking it down, and let's see if it's on here. We're going to say 4 we got to look at every single camera. We got to see the Trevor Hill steal and the dunk. And then how about Austin Montgomery, the game-sealing block. Zach Hunter is fouled, and then there would be some free throws on each end, but ultimately Dixie State prevailing in overtime, 68-65. Let's take a look at that block from a couple different angles, as well as Coach Judkins throwing on the headset, getting ready to join us here on the Trailblazer Basketball Network. That would do it. The free throw miss, and then Dixie State sealing it in overtime. Coach, welcome inside the post-game report. Your team,
that tie-up.
You loosened that tie-up, got the big win. You looked a little frustrated at the end of regulation there, but your team regrouped at the overtime huddle and then did what they needed to do in the last 5 minutes to get the big win.
It should have gone into overtime. I mean, that's something that, again, same thing. They called that timeout. I go, guys, we're not doing this again. We're going to win this. And I thought we kind of played a little bit passive there offensively. We weren't attacking. And then all of a sudden we come down and we start casting away. I mean, Bubba had 2 threes that I don't mind them, but not when you're up 7, 8 points with 3 minutes to go. That's where you got to take some time and get a good shot, or get to the foul line. And when we shot a couple quick ones and then we kind of stopped attacking, and then give them credit. They were just throwing up stuff and playing really hard, and it was going. And they let them back in the game too. Every time they drove, there was a foul. It was a foul. It was a foul. And we got to quit fouling. We got to move our feet and do that. But then when it got down, we're up 3. I didn't have a timeout left. I'm trying to yell at them to foul.
And it looked like Simister had 2 hands on Jordan Heading.
Well, Zach should have fouled. He came off that screen, and Zach should have just jumped out hard and foul him hard. And that's what we try to do. We did it there at the end. You saw that. Yeah. But, that's something we try it in practice. But then in practice, I don't want to do it because I want to see what the offense, what kind of 3 can they get up, to put yourself in that situation. But we got to do a better job of that. And I thought our seniors would know that, and that's something that I just talked about them in the locker room. But I thought Zach, when we talked about this the other day, we said, okay, if you're up 1 with 2 seconds left and you got one more shot, do you make it or miss it? And we say you miss it, because if they miss it, they're most likely they're going to shoot what? They're going to shoot a 3.
Half-court shot.
So if you're up 2 and they hit it, you're going to lose by 1. If you're up 1 and they hit it, you lose by 2. But the advantage of missing it is they don't have a chance to grab it, to dribble it, or throw an outlet. If you make it, they can take it out and throw it all the way half court or further. So we talked about that today. I just wanted Zach to make the second one so we don't have to foul. But we said, and that was hard because in the timeout, I didn't want Zach to hear me, but I said, hey, if he misses, we foul. If he makes, we just play soft, make hands up, don't foul. And I think sometimes when a shooter hears that, I was trying to get those 4 guys out of it and say, hey, you guys know what you're doing. We don't let Zach focus and knock it down. But it, it worked out good. I'm telling you, it's hard. It's hard to go to the line and make one and then miss one like that their team did. I mean, I see it all the time. Or, you shoot 3 foul shots. It's hard to make all 3. But I think when he missed that first one, he's like, oh, boy, here we go. And it worked out for us. It's pretty good. So I was happy for that.
You've had good success fouling lately.
We do,
that.
yeah. I'm big into that. I think we're trying to foul about 5 seconds or under is what we try to do. Sometimes you can't because he's going to the basket too fast, but that one was perfect because he came out, he kind of ran a play, a double screen on high. They hurt us a little bit with that late in the game. It would have been a perfect time to do it. But again, I mean, Austin's right in the guy's face. I mean, the guy hits a tough shot, but again, it shouldn't even got to that, and that's something that we talk about. I wish I would have had the timeout to maybe call it and set it up, but I was trying to get there. I mean, it was so loud in here. I was trying to get Brandon Simister's attention. My foot hurts a little bit by pounding, but I was trying to get him to get the other 4 guys to know what we were doing, and it didn't work out. But, it happens, and they played hard. Tonight we didn't shoot very well. I mean, I look at Simister. He goes 5 for 15, 2 for 7 from the 3. Trevor goes 5 for 19. He hits that one big 3 in overtime, was huge. But, we didn't really shoot the ball well. But one thing I was happy with was how hard we played, how we rebounded, and just how mentally tough we were. But, 50% from the foul line. We only got there 24 times. Make 12 out of 24. But, the first half we got there, twice, I think, or 3 times. It was something crazy. We got to get to there's a lot of fouls. But they let teams play, and that's what you want. You want your guys to play and not be on the bench fouling out. But I think that's how they got back in the game was we were fouling too much on the drive. But, hey, great win. Fun one. This is why you coach right here. These are fun.
Yeah, it was interesting. Your bench again tonight. You did shorten the bench up a little bit tonight.
Yeah.
A little bit less rotation. It looked like Quincy's Matthews decreased minutes got cut just a little bit. But the bench again was clutch, Juddy. You outscored them by 11.
Yeah.
And you got good energy, Dub, and then obviously Austin. Might have been his best game of the season. Certainly the best of this homestand.
Well, no question. He's been I don't know what he's been doing the last couple of weeks, but just has been out of sleep. And tonight he was patient. He got the ball inside and he took his time on his dribble move, made a couple really nice moves, and then he was rebounding. He got 9 rebounds, 3 offensive. Zach did a good job too. He got 3 offensive and 6 defensive for a total of 9. We gave the impact player of the game to Austin.
Yeah.
Zach got the rebound, and again, Brandon had 8 assists. He didn't shoot the ball well, but he found open guys and had 8 assists with 2 turnovers. The one was kind of costly, is a lazy crossover right there at half court. It kind of at a crucial time.
Tough matchup. He's 6'7".
Well, he's
6
long.
foot.
Yeah, it was. They put a quicker guy. I don't say he's quicker, but he just put a bigger guy on him, and that's where you got to use your speed. You change your pace, change your direction, get that guy off balance. That one move, he made a great fake handoff, goes in for the layup. But I don't know how that didn't go in. It rolls around and comes out. But did some really good things. But wow, what a gutty effort and just a battle. It was fun to see him battle like that.
You win a close one. You've been working on closing out games. How much confidence does this team take now out on the road? How much does this propel this team forward for the rest of the stretch run and Pac-West play?
Well, that's big. We told you we had to get one back. We lost that one there, and then losing here against Point Loma hurts. But our goals we wrote up was on the Bay Area. We got to go 4-0 in the Bay Area. This game is big. It's important because they're at the top of the league. But it will kill us if we go into San Francisco next week and don't come ready to play and lose a game over there. We got to win all 4, and it's going to be hard. We're going to need our bench, like you said. We got to go deep. We got to keep everybody fresh. Quincy played hard. He just got out of control a lot again. He kind of went back to the other way. He just kept fouling, and then he made some mistakes of who. I mean, we walk through our stuff. That's something we got to talk about because he gets in there. It's happened to him twice where he gets in the game and he doesn't know where he's supposed to be guarding on the out-of-bounds plays, and they hit a 3 on us because we had him and Daler running back and forth, who has who, and that's something we got to work at. But we need him. We need everybody. And I thought Daylor gave us a little bit of minutes, but way too many. I mean, Trevor plays 41 and Simster plays 39. Probably way too many minutes I gave them. But, they were playing so hard, and they said they were good. They weren't grabbing shirts and dying, so I stayed with them. But this next couple of games, we got to get everybody some rest and not that many minutes.
I just want to know where Austin keeps that switch. He just flips it on when he wants to.
You let me know.
If I find it, I'll let you know.
Let me know. Yeah.
But a great game. I felt like Isaiah Clark, even the minutes that he was in, gave you some big minutes, some points, and some rebounds.
34 is good, guys. He's the real deal. He's the real deal.
You limited him tonight.
And
9 points.
He started shooting threes more and stuff, but we did a good job on him and got it out of his hands, which we were trying to do. And that's a hard matchup for anybody. But, once we started being physical and we beat him to the spot, we were better. Isaiah got in some trouble where he kept grabbing from behind.
Yeah.
Same with Julian. And Julian's got to go at him. That's another way to get a guy out of a game is go at him and get him in foul trouble. And Austin did that, but Julian was starting to shoot fadeaways, which we don't teach. So that's something we got to work on. But again, I thought our bigs did a good job. We challenged them tonight. We said that in there. Maya brought that up today too after the words. Said, hey, bigs, you stood up. You backed up. You backed up your word. Talk's cheap, and you went out and showed it tonight. I thought that was big tonight.
How big overtime, but you still hold CBU to 20 points below their season average. This team that averaged 85, and you guys hold them to 65, including the overtime session.
Yeah, that's big because they like to run and gun, and they do a lot of early ball screens. They're hard to guard, and I thought the pace of the game first half was good. We got them into a little half-court game defensively for us, and then I thought offensively we were running. We were getting some pretty good. Trevor missed a lot that he probably should have got fouled, but like I told the one ref, I said the problem is he's so strong that when he drives and gets hit, he doesn't fly all over the place. He's so strong, and they weren't giving it to him. And then the other guy, he flops and they give it. So, Trevor, he tried to draw some fouls where he just needs to go finish. But I love how he's getting to the rack. He's getting there hard, and that steal he had, like you guys were talking before I got here, that was huge.
The one in the corner, too, and then he kicked it back to Sims for the three.
Yeah, he had 2 or 3 like that, but that one there, that was a heck of a play. And, just getting a tip. We teach our guys one pass away, tip it and go get it, and he did exactly that. Correct hand, tips it, goes and gets it, and you saw a heck of a dunk. So it was fun. Trevor, he's grown. He's become a man. He's done some really good things for us, and we got to have everybody ready again for this long road trip.
Absolutely. Coach.
Congrats, Coach. Good
win.
Appreciate you stopping by.
Crowd was great tonight.
Wasn't it great tonight?
I mean, it really did. It felt like a game. It felt like a home game this year, where the last couple haven't felt like that. But tonight it felt, they were getting loud when we needed them to get loud. I mean, it was a great atmosphere.
Loud. You guys put on a great show for them. We want to come back.
Great.
And next home game, January 26th, Fresno Pacific here. So hope we can go out on the road, get 4, and get back and have another big crowd.
Appreciate it, guys.
Coach,
Thanks again. Thank you.
And Coach John Judkins and our McMullen Legal Group coaches' comments inside the Johnson Pediatric postgame report. And, man, what a night inside the Burns Arena. We got to hand out some awards before we wrap this thing up. But Les Olson play of the game, I think you have to give it to 2. I said the steal and then the 3 was the leading candidate for that play of the game, and then the steal and the dunk. So Trevor Hill certainly with 2 Les Olson plays of the game, and the steal and the dunk to put his team ahead is certainly my vote for play of the game.
Yeah, and then that block laid by Montgomery was just big too. I mean, pretty fitting that the steal and the block, and all these defensive plays got to be the nominees because this is a huge defensive performance. This is a good scoring team, and what a great home court advantage. You just heard Juddy talk about how great the crowd was. No reason why we can't have this kind of attendance every single home game. I mean, we're up against the national championship tonight. Bama and Georgia all tied up late, and we still had 4,000 people here at the Burns Arena having a fantastic time, and I love to see it. Love to see it.
4,110, the official announced capacity. This thing seats about 4,700. So, I mean, you're only 600 seats under capacity, so near sellout here in the Burns Arena tonight. So, big shout out to the community. You responded to the Blackout, the Burns event, and really you're listening on your way home. Hope you liked what you saw. If it's your first game that you've been to, or if you're a return customer already, this is great basketball, and we need you here each and every night. Trailblazers get the win tonight. That's Trucking Player of the Game tonight. You could do this every single night, but on a night like tonight, I don't know how you don't. 16 points for Trevor, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, a couple of huge ones, and Austin Montgomery, I think, is your Porta Sub Super Sub of the game for sure, and definitely up there in your Player of the Game category. But on a night like tonight, Trevor wins that game for you tonight in everything that he does.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And we've been wanting to see that from the bigs, and for a minute there in this homestand, I thought maybe Decree was the guy that was going to emerge, and tonight, I can see why Coach Judkins continues to play Clark in the starting spot and give Austin looks, even though he struggled as of late, because tonight he had that breakout performance. And so it's a good problem to have when everybody brings the attendance, when everybody, is focused in practice and brings that mental game. Basketball is so much physical, and it's so much finesse, and it's so much timing and athleticism, but there's a mental aspect to the game as well. You got to have your mind mentally right to want to take that charge and to get that stop, or to make the extra pass, or whatever the case might be. You talk about how much golf is mental, but tonight I thought the mental aspect, and I thought the crowd was a big part of it. In fact, I just kind of echoed your sentiments and tweeted a shout-out to the fans. If you're up against the title game, and heck, man, they showed up 4,000 plus tonight to see the Blazers win.
Speaking of that title game, Alabama just missed a short field goal that would have won it in regulation, and now this game is destined for overtime. It's a 20-20 tie game, Alabama and Georgia, if you're out driving around still, and Alabama has just missed a fairly short field goal, 36-yard field goal attempt straight away, straight down the pipes.
3 seconds left, so overtime coming.
And it is wide left, just pulled it.
Deflected.
Wow. How about that? But anyway, back to basketball. Dixie State winning at 68-65 over California Baptist. Trevor Hill, your dad's Trucking Player of the Game. Austin Montgomery, your Porta Sub Super Sub of the game. And Trevor Hill, your Les Olson Play of the game with the steal and the dunk runners-up. Trevor steal in the 3 and the Austin Montgomery block in overtime to seal the game. Like Coach Judkins said, though, I like what he said as we take a quick look ahead to that 4-game road trip at Notre Dame de Namur on Saturday in Belmont. That's a 3 p.m. Pacific time tip, 4 p.m. Mountain time tip. We'll have the pregame for you right here, 3:45 or so Utah time. And then from there to Monday at Holy Names in Oakland, then back to Dominican on Tuesday the 18th. Excuse me, not Tuesday. Wednesday the 18th at Dominican, and then on Saturday next Saturday the 20th, Academy of Art at 3:30. So a 4-game homestand and 4 very winnable games for Dixie State, but this win tonight means nothing if you go out and lose even one of those games on that 4-game road trip.
Yeah, but it's a big confidence boost.
Yeah.
It's the revenge factor from losing down there. You get the series split. You stay right there, top of the standings in the Pac-West, 6-2. We'll see what APU did tonight, but obviously huge tonight for Dixie State, no question about it. Fun atmosphere, fun win, and certainly, hopefully that momentum carries out on the road for this team.
Dixie State wins at 68-65, and that will do it for us inside the Burns Arena. Big shout-out to the CEC TV crew for bringing us the great shots that they bring us all season long. Really like the camera up behind the backboard. Just got that installed today, man. Looked great all night long. Big shout out to them. Big shout out to Ken, our board op back in the KDXU 890 studio, keeping us on the air all night long. And appreciate all of you for listening. And if you're out driving home, thank you to the Southern Utah, the Dixie State community, coming out 4,100 strong on a night where you're up against the NCAA National Championship game for football, and what a crowd. You guys really helped bring this 6th man tonight, certainly inside the Burn. So big thank you, big shout out to all of you for that tonight. Next home game, Fresno Pacific, January 26th. Be sure to tune in throughout the 4-game road trip in the Bay Area. I'll be there and have every second of the action right here on the Trailblazer Basketball Network. Dixie State wins the thriller 68-65. Thank you for listening. Have a good night, everybody.